Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Let me know. Get this show on the road. All right. It is Saturday night. How you feeling? How you doing? I hope you're winning. You gotta be winning if you're over here. I'm just saying. All right, I got the thumbs up. Y'all can hear me. Let's get it on.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Loving this light. This God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Peace, world, peace. Yeah, welcome or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn, the warrior. That's right. And we're back here live on a Saturday night. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles. Don't come out here trying to play no games, though. So, before we get going, let's see who's here. I did send the link out to those of you who are interested and let me know to come into the StreamYard. So check your email. Wow, Wayne, yeah, welcome. Beautiful spirit, yeah, and Love Warrior. You guys always have my back, and I appreciate you so much. All right, Miss Della. I see you too. Aisha, yeah. My squad in the building. That's what's filling up the chat right now, huh? Daddy's girl. All right, Daddy's girl. back. Good to see you. Good evening to you. It's a lot to talk about, a lot going on. You know, of course, we had our Kelly night last Wednesday. It was a pretty lit situation. And Saturday, I ain't trying to talk about them, but, you know, there's new filings and information that, you know, we got to share. So we'll be talking about that. If you're here for that, just hang tight. It's coming. So let me get my little self together here. There we go. So how's everybody doing? So hopefully you're COVID free. And beyond that, hopefully your mind is free. Okay. I'm feeling a little mellow this evening. It's been a pretty chill weekend this far. Weather's nice. I'm hearing otherwise from other people in different regions of the U.S. But in LA, we're here in the sun and in the fun. We're not standing by. Let me remove that. Yeah, we're here. Talking about some things. So if you saw the thumbnail, that's Fetty Wap on the left, Dr. Dre, and Simone Biles. I want to touch on them. They've been trending, as well as, of course, as I mentioned, R. Kelly. There's updates with his trial, which jury selection starts on Monday, and we're excited. So let's get into things. Tony, the critical thinker, welcome back. Good to see you. Ready for the live. For those of you who are members or who are not yet members, FYI, I did a tarot reading in the membership or on the membership channel last night. So it's there for your viewing, and it's pretty much on R. Kelly and Aaliyah and the trial. Some interesting downloads and information. So join up and go check that out. Beautiful spirit.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. Can you hear me?
Definitely.
How you doing? Happy Saturday to everyone. God is done. My fellow warriors in the chat.
Peace and welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. Beautiful. Beautiful. In my Pharrell voice. So yeah, Saturday night, girl.
Yes. Please, you guys, the membership. This is one of the perks. God is done. Cards never lies, but she don't even need the cards. But the cards was very detailed and told the story, and majority of the story actually came out in a lot of information today for me as of today. Case and that's in documents, y'all. So definitely check it out. Yes, when we talk about confession and admitting and things like that. Yes, ma'am. You cut.
Yeah.
Just that fast. Yes.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge. You know you're on camera, Miss Thang. I'm just saying. But welcome.
Oh, I almost dropped the phone. Oh, God is down. I look like Jesus. I done scared all you.
You thought I was talking to you? That
Yeah, I
goes
thought
for
I
us.
had tested by accident. I literally almost dropped the phone, y'all. I was like, YouTube go 86B and God is died. Don't you ever have her on there again.
It is what it is. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Yeah, we made it, baby.
Stella. Okay, I just want to say, please excuse my voice. I sound probably stuffy. Vegas is experienced. They said it's smoky in the air, but it's not smoke. You can't even smell anything. It's some I believe they put something in the sky, and it's causing severe headaches, and it sounds like a sinus. So I probably sound terrible. So just excuse me.
That seems like that sounds like COVID symptoms, sinuses, headaches.
They just made an update an hour ago. Oh, tiredness.
There you go.
But
I hope you feel better.
it looks smoky. It looks smoky, but I think it's chemicals in there. I really do. I think it's chemicals.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight, and hope you feel better.
Stacey, yeah, they're telling people to don't limit your outdoors because we have to wear the mask is what's really causing it. It's like a scare of a carbon monoxide slash whatever they doing. Mhm.
Okay.
Listen, I'm big on conspiracies. I'm not even gonna say theories, but that toxic diamond person, you think she's a part of that great cloud, that toxicity in the air?
Yes, yes. Let me
Did
yes.
you know what this spit? No, you weren't finna call me no spit fire. I know you weren't. You finna get the boot out
No,
this bitch.
heck no. Yes,
Okay.
she that came out here, y'all, and gave everybody toxic. Oh Lord.
That's the inside information for those of you who are YouTube, who you scour the YouTube streets and you know who Toxic Diamond is.
Yeah.
She in
Why she
Vegas.
blaming my city for everything.
Blaming Vegas for all of her failings. Oh gosh, so many.
It sounds like she got a little bit of that R. Kelly piss on her, can't shake it off. Because it seems like what she touched, a little bit of his pissy stuff, she ain't been able to bounce back since.
Well, being said, let's give people flowers and then get on the road. Okay, we're on a road to the conviction of R. Kelly. So follow the yellow brick road. Wow, I got this. All right, so let's start with. Let's see. Let me get to my pictures. Yes, Simone Biles. Shout out to her. She got the bronze, and was it the beams? Let me pull up the article just to get.
I wanted
the
to bet that she went and tapped in, and when the silence, it was like, you know what? You get back out there.
Okay,
you got this.
That's right. That's what you got to do. You just snap out of it. Let me Here we go. I think I just pulled up the most recent thing I found. So this might be a little off of what I'm talking about. A little bit. Let me, can y'all see that? Oh, okay.
Just a little smidgen.
Get off there. Simone Biles reveals family tragedy after dramatic Olympic return. So they say that Simone Biles prevailed with a bronze medal on the balance beam, which we just announced, at the 2021 Olympics on Tuesday after USA gymnastics star not only battled through the strain on her mental health and a case of the twisties, but the recent death of her aunt. It was already an eventful trip to Tokyo for Biles, who suddenly withdrew from the gymnastic team final and subsequently pulled out of the first three apparatus finals before defending her bronze medal on beam Tuesday. It wasn't easy pulling out of all those competitions, she told reporters. People just thought it was easy, but I physically and mentally was not in the right headspace, and I didn't want to jeopardize my health and my safety because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Shout out to her for that. She also said my mental and physical health is above all medals that I could ever win. So to be clear, to do beam, which I don't think I was going to be, which I didn't think I was going to be, just meant the world to be back out. Just meant the world to be back out there. Okay. And I wasn't expecting to walk away with the medal. I was just going out there doing this for me. Biles told reporter her aunt on her father's side died unexpectedly passed, it says. That was another one. I was like, oh my God, this week needs to be over. Biles coach Cecile, I'm not going to try that last name, told People. I asked her, what do you need? That was the coach. And she said, I just need some time. You call me, text me if you need anything. I'll be here, whatever that is. She called her parents. She said, there's nothing I can do from over here. So I'm just going to finish my week. And when I get home, I'll deal with it. So I don't know if y'all can see this picture of her on the beam. Phenomenal. Says the twisties are common issue gymnastics face that cause a lack of air awareness. The 24-year-old Biles said she had only been cleared to compete in the beam, which requires minimal twisting, after getting evaluated by the Team USA's training staff. And she posted a solid 14 score, which slotted her in third behind China's 1-2 finish. And there's two people's names, Tang and Guan. And China's winning, ain't they? Man, they're ahead of everything. I feel like I'm seeing that. But shout out to Simone Biles for sticking through it all. And prevailing at the end of the day with a bronze, which is who goes to the Olympics and gets third, let alone place, period. So let me get that off of here. So yeah, good for her. Any thoughts? Jump on in here now. Jump on in here. Let me drop the link in case anybody else would like to come in and comment on anything we're talking about.
I commend her, salute her, celebrate her, send her positive energy and love and light.
All right. So we had a lot of wins in the different sports areas, because I know the U.S. men's b-ball team. Let me see if I have their picture. I think I do. Well, I was going to highlight them. They got a gold. And then there is this lady. This is Tamara Mensah Stock, and she won the gold for wrestling. Okay. She says she want to buy her mom a food truck now, because apparently they give out bonuses along with the medals, depending on, I guess, the category and the placement. Some people are getting up to, let me see if I have that article up, because they're talking about it. Okay, I have a lot of articles up, y'all. So, okay, here we go. Okay, let me pull it up on the screen. Actually, I don't have to pull it up on the screen. Y'all know I'm reading from an article. You don't need to see the article, right? I'm sure I could be trusted to that, at least that much. All right, let me pull that up. Of course, I lost it. Okay. It's titled, "It's Not Just the Medal, It's the Payout." It says bonuses for winning Olympic medals can be as high as $740,000 for some athletes. Others have to be satisfied with a nice letter from the king. There is a really great picture though, but it says, after winning a gold medal at the Summer Olympics here, the U.S. wrestler Tamara Mensah Stock had big plans for the bonus money that comes with it, buying her mother a $30,000 food truck. Tamerlan Bashev, 25, a Russian judoka who claimed a bronze medal, wants to use his money to get married and go on a honeymoon. They go on to highlight the different winners and what they want to spend their money on. But it also says some of the bonuses are substantial. Singapore's $1 million in local currency, roughly $740,000 in the United States, for a gold medal is the largest known reward. Some are more modest. The United States medalist receives $30,500 for gold, $22,500 for silver, and $15,000 for bronze. Other bonuses are non-existent, such as those for medalists from Britain, New Zealand, and Norway. So, you know, who knew that they get paid like that? It's quoted here by one of the speed skaters at the 2014 Olympics. It says, "It's funny because it's not what we do for this." Actually, that's United States basketball player Eddie Alvarez. He won a silver and a $15,000 bonus. Oh, okay. But he won that as a speed skater at the 2014 Olympics. So some of these athletes, they just jump from this sport to that sport. Some of them do that simultaneously within the same actual Olympics also. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, so that's her. Who else? Allison Felix. Let's pull her up. All right, this one right here, she's one who's been winning also. Let me says Allison Felix wins record 11th medal, Olympic medal, as U.S. takes gold in 4x400 relay. And I think this is the competition that Sha'Carri was supposed to run in. But it says Allison Felix is now the most decorated American Olympian in track and field after the U.S. took gold in the 4x400 women's relay. The United States also captured gold in the men's 4x400, women's golf, and women's water polo. Shout out to everybody. She, they say Allison Felix in winning this 11th Olympic medal surpassed Carl Lewis's American record. I don't know if y'all know Carl Lewis was talking smack about the men's track team or one of the teams. I can't remember which specifically. But yeah, he was the fastest man in the world at one point. Let me see. Yeah, it says Allison Felix surpasses his record. Let me see what it says about him. I think he tweeted something. That's what they all do. They use Twitter to, make an ass of themselves. Let's see. Okay, the American men followed suit by winning their 4x4 meter race. The performance came 2 days after the Americans failed to make the final of the 4x100 relay, thanks to a flubbed baton pass. A loss in the 4x4 would have been a 1-2 punch of disappointment, given the unmatched depth that the United States has had long in sprinting. And I don't know what's his name said. I can't find it, but he was being disrespectful. But shout out to all of these people. Matter of fact, there's something highlighting the more of the women. So let me just bring that up real quick. Oh, and shout out to Gabby Thomas. We highlighted her. She's the Harvard grad that we talked about maybe a month or so ago. And she placed, I'm trying to think. I think she got a silver, but I'm not positive. Let me see. What's going on my panel?
I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Roll call.
Oh, beautiful spirit in the building. Checking in. Oh, is that my city? No. I looked at the sky. I was like, is that my city?
I'm just checking. Man, it's like not a breath. All right. So lastly, this article highlights the women from Allison Felix to Simone Biles, how female stars of Tokyo Olympics are inspiring other women. Okay, I heard somebody pop in. Yo, Love Warrior, welcome. Let me get this thing off.
Welcome. Can you hear Love Warrior?
She's on mute. Okay, that's fine. And this highlights the women. So it says women weren't allowed to compete. So we have to remember things like this. Let me get my phone back here. It says women weren't allowed to compete in the Olympic Games until 1900. That year in Paris, Switzerland, as Helene, and I can't pronounce that, I'm not going to pretend, one of 22 female athletes became the first woman to medal, claiming gold in a team sailing event. How time have changed. The U.S. women have competed with historic results at this year's Tokyo Games, winning 60% of the country's medals. An overall field of some 11,000 competitors is almost 49% female. From teens to mothers to 66-year-old Australian equestrian Mary Hanna, a grandmother. The International Olympic Committee is even touting these as the first gender balanced game in history. Allison Felix, that says a lot about the era we're in and the time we're in, like seriously. Allison Felix earned 11 medals, eclipsing Carl Lewis as the most decorated U.S. woman track star, Olympic track star, not even woman. U.S. Olympic track star, period. Felix represents a new definition of motherhood for women, while weightlifting gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz has proven that beauty and strength can go hand in hand. She said, we can both be strong. We can be both strong and beautiful. Age is nothing but a number. Do we really want to say that?
Exactly. Okay.
Here's how the youngest Olympians finished at the gold. Okay, so I'm not going to get into all that again. I don't know if you can see this picture. Sydney McLaughlin, and Felix, Delilah Muhammad, and Athene Mew. These are all USA winners celebrating gold medal in 4x4 relay. And shout out to them. So this article goes on and on about different things, mental health, and I'm sure they got a CBD plug in here somewhere. But I'm glad this is, here. We're here today. We are here. We made it. It says motherhood does not have to be an obstacle, which I wholeheartedly agree with. And yeah, I did a lot in my life as a mother. So I want to encourage all mothers to continue to strive and fulfill and your goals and your dreams. Why not?
Yes.
Who run the world? Girls.
What's going on?
Oh, I was just saying, who run the world? Girls. It is women's time. I agree with everything you said.
It is our time. I agree with that. So, speaking of that, let's talk about Maria Taylor. I'm going to bring her up real quick because we talked about her. Where's her picture at? I think I emailed a lot of pictures to myself and didn't upload them. Okay. We talked about Maria Taylor. She left ESPN after another on-air reporter, a white woman, said some disparaging things about her. Basically, I'm gonna paraphrase just that. Basically, don't try to come for my job because I earned mine after it was announced, I think, that she was getting a raise or a promotion. Well, it kicked up a bunch of stuff. Apparently, ESPN has issues in this area. And anyway, she ended up leaving. But she's at the Olympics. I saw, happened to turn the TV on, and there she was interviewing. I think she was not interviewing, doing commentary on the women's basketball tournament, I believe. There she is. But yeah, she's doing her thing. Shout out to her. She, it's not letting nobody put their foot on her when it comes to her career. And I'm not mad. And I'd love to see it.
Shout out to her. We should be extravagant, ladies. Extravagant with our goals in life.
To the moon. All right. So let's see what else is going on. I want to talk about Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap has been trending. That is his daughter who passed away, unfortunately. And let me actually get to the story so I can give names. Oh, okay. I'll show this after.
She is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, look just beautiful. Look just like her too.
Yeah, I think he called her his twin.
Look at that smile.
Okay, hang in there with me. I'm just pulling it up.
That's a happy smile too, just like a happy baby. Is that a lace front wig he has? Just his real dread with a slash taper.
Well, I don't know if it's a lace front, but I don't know that it's all his hair either.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So the most recent actual article that comes up says mother of Fetty Wap's late daughter disputes report about cause of death. So apparently it had been, I guess, maybe, I don't know if rumored is the right word, but assumed that her daughter, something had happened to his daughter because the mother They weren't outright coming out right away and saying, you know, our daughter passed away. But I guess the internet started speculating, and then people started giving their own theories, conspiracy theories, I guess, about what happened. So she, I guess, disputed the story. So this is from page 6. It says Turquoise Miami, the mother of Fetty Wap's late daughter, disputed a report about the 4-year-old's cause of death. Hours after TMZ reported Thursday that Lauren Maxwell died on June 24th from cardiac arrhythmia and irregular heartbeat due to complications of congenital cardiac anomalies, Miami took to her Instagram story to blast what she described as pure and incorrect information. In quotes, "This is what y'all people do for fun. F y'all," she wrote. Her death certificate says cardiac arrhythmia due to a congenital heart defect, but, and this is on all caps right here, that is not the full cause of her death. That is why the autopsy hasn't come back. Says, "How dare y'all go steal my child's death certificate and announce the cause of death before anybody was ready." She continued, "There is a reason why her autopsy isn't back yet." Wow, this is heartbreaking. I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
That's crazy. TMZ gonna get enough. They're gonna get enough. That's a child. That's a baby. You don't do that. Who gives you that right?
You know, it's bad enough to even imagine the idea of losing a child, and there's just some aspects of being a celebrity that is just horrible. And I don't think we could put into words to explain the mother's anguish and frustration. Am I echoing, guys?
What was that? No.
Okay. Her frustration, her pain, and her hurt. And I'm glad that she had the courage to let them know.
Yeah, she had more to say. She said, "Y'all love breaking news so bad, but this is my life and it's me. Without my daughter, not none of y'all," she wrote. "I feel the loneliness every night, not none of y'all. So fucking thirsty to report a 4-year-old. This is my trauma. That is why I posted and moved how I felt comfortable." The Trap Queen rapper 30 hasn't publicly commented on the report about Lauren's cause of death. He did, however, break down in videos mourning his twin daughter. "She's good. My baby's happy now," said Wap, whose real name is Willie Jr. Maxwell. In his emotional social media memorial, he said, "My shorty," the New Jersey rapper added before kissing a picture of Lauren smiling, "That is my little twin right there. He has 5 other children," is how they ended the article. So this is heartbreaking and it's really sad, but you know, she lived some life and she went back home. So God bless her, her family, her parents. I know her mother must be sick, but what could have possibly happened where the autopsy's not back yet? How long has, I think they said last Thursday. It really hasn't been that long, I guess. So, but yeah, the nerve of the press, TMZ, whoever, to come out ahead of the parents to announce the reason, that's foul. I don't agree with that at all.
Me either. They saw lines for that.
Yeah, journalistic integrity is no longer a thing, apparently. I guess when blogging took over, I guess that's what it's called, blogging, like the rules just went out the window. Speaking of rules going out the window, let's move on to this guy.
Oh,
I guess rules might be a bit, I don't know, might not be the right word, but as a father, you know, you would think if you're a father and you're close to being a billionaire, as close as anybody sees, you wouldn't have any children, however close you may be or not with them, living out of their car. But that's the report that came in about R. Kelly, Lord, Dr. Dre and his daughter, I guess she came public about it, probably after hearing that settlement that his ex-wife is getting. What was that, $300K a month? And here she is living out her daggone car. But let's talk about it. Let me pull up this article. We need to see her too. All right. So the article reads, Dr. Dre's oldest daughter, Latanya Young, says she's homeless, living out of her car. Okay. Here she is. Okay. His oldest daughter, they say. So Dr. Dre's oldest daughter, says despite repeated pleas for help to her music mogul father. I remember seeing questions about in the comments of, I think it was a Facebook post, and people were like, well, maybe he did help her and she squandered it, or maybe this, maybe that, defending him. I always find it interesting that people want to defend these celebrities they don't know them at all, and haven't heard any background, didn't even bother reading the article. But yeah, they go on and they defend and defend.
Talking about narcissist at his best, and I believe the first narrative that I believe will be in this article.
You trailed off at the end. What'd you say at the end?
I said I believe the first narrative because it fits his character. It should be. I believe it should be mentioned in this article.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go on and read because he does have a pattern. We know about those patterns. Mm-hmm. So it says Latanya Young, who works for DoorDash and Uber Eats as a delivery driver, says in a new interview that she hasn't received money from the Beats founder in a year and a half. She said, my kids are staying with friends. They are not living in the car. It's just me. Young, who is a single mother of 4, told the Daily Mail. She said, I'm taking odd jobs just to make it now. I got paid $15 an hour as an assembler at the warehouse. I'm trying to keep my head above water. I've been in debt for a while. It says Latanya is Dre's daughter with Lisa Johnson, from whom he split when Latanya was 5 years old. She claims she hasn't seen the music producer born Andre Young in 18 years and can only communicate with him via his team. Latanya said she fears losing her rental car because she can't afford the payments after moving to California from Las Vegas in search for better work. I'm over here shaking my head. My head finna fall off, but let me continue. The car is a pretty penny, she explained. It's an SUV that cost $2,300 for 3 weeks, and I only paid for 1 week. I'm seeing bad decision after bad. I always like to say I don't judge, but I will talk shit.
Well, and you're right. So something had to happen. You see what I'm saying? Something had to put her in that predicament where your children are staying someplace else, and you're living in a rental car. Really?
Well, here she said sooner or later they're gonna take the car.
Okay.
Tanya admitted, and she said she admitted, that Dr. Dre has given her money in the past, but says he stopped paying in January 2020. His lawyer said that my dad doesn't want to help me because I've spoken out about him in the press. I feel like I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm just trying to communicate with him and see if he wants to talk to his grandkids. Another pain point for Latanya was the news of the nearly $300,000 per month Dre is set to pay ex-wife Nicole Young as a part of their divorce settlement. It's embarrassing because people are looking at me wondering why. She said, what Nicole has got is my mom should have got. A rep for Dre didn't immediately return page 6's request for comment. Wow, where do I even begin with this? Okay, first of all, if you're going to come public with this information about your dad, you got to be transparent about what he did do. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I got money in the past. How much money? And how often? Because I need to know that in order to really give the best answer here to some of these things. But go ahead.
Allegedly, I don't know where this off another channel got to read another article that around that time that the last time she spoke to him, she admitted that he was paying her rent monthly. That went on, I think, over a year, if not almost a year. But she did an interview with someone and talked about, I guess, personal relationship problem issues that he had with her mother, and he got very upset about it. And so he kind of like cut her off. And if she needed to be contacted with him, we have to go through the lawyers or, like he said, his team, which never got a response back. And allegedly, he never really, I guess she was like the black sheep because of his personal feelings towards the mother. So haven't had a close relationship with her. So it was like, what else did they say? Because she did the interview, and it was also around the same time, when it came out information about going through the divorce, and they believe maybe he's just moving money around because he don't want the courts to know or whatever. So they probably like not gonna be paying this, not gonna be paying that.
Right. She got cut out of the whole situation.
And
well, she
said
it's retaliatory for speaking out on him, because I do remember her coming out before saying something about him. How she hasn't seen him. She wanted to see him and wanted him to see the grandkids, I think.
Right. Yeah. So that's supposed to be like he had his hair up and since you're interviewing telling people what you ain't heard from me, I'm just, basically teach you a lesson. It just seems like
18 years is a long time. 18 years is a long time. And to be retaliatory and use revenge tactics like this against your daughter, who has 4 children, is disgusting. It's disgusting. All right.
And he's notoriously been private. He notoriously has tried to craft a certain image about him, which, been blown up a couple times with that reporter that he jacked up, Michelle A, and now the ex-wife. But I kind of heard the same thing. He actually was mad about her speaking on Nicole favorably. But just like you said, Goddess, the bottom line is 18 years. It kind of reminds me of 50 Cent and his son that looks just like him. That type of pain, that type of, these children, they didn't ask to come in this world. And I feel like some of these men, and I don't know, if this correctly speak on, but they take it out on the kids when it's what to do with the mother, right? And then they can't never separate those feelings. You look at the mom and the kids as one. And I'm just sorry, but 18 years, that falls on him. And you got 4 grandchildren. You're the legacy. What did you make all this money for? You got grandchildren. What you gonna do? Go give it to somebody else's children?
Allegedly,
come on.
Yeah, allegedly she had to, when he was paying the rent, it was just like he had to get a reminder through the team members a month to make the payments. I guess wherever she would, when she did have a home, she had to go through chain of command of people to get, like a R. Kelly, got to text the security guard and all that in the tour bus.
Yeah, right. That's what the article go through the team.
But we can't absolve her. We can't absolve her, like Goddess said. You got 4 kids and you're renting a car to work. You're never going to get out of that hole.
And she's not even just renting a car. She's renting an SUV. And how much did that cost? $2,300 a week? Wait. Let me pull it
for 3 weeks, but she only paid for 1 week.
$2,300 for 3 weeks, and I only paid for 1 week, and they about to come get the car. So basically, you done stole the car.
Yeah.
You couldn't afford your car. What are you doing? And why are you okay? If the kids aren't even with you, what are you doing in the SUV?
Yeah, because I don't understand. It's like no family. Like I don't understand. Maybe the family members unlimited, but nobody will let you. I don't know. We don't know.
Well, her kids are with her. Who did she say her kids were with? Wait, let me look.
I believe
She
it's
said,
what, family and friends?
yeah, they ain't with her.
Yeah.
So she, my thing is, there's too many holes in this, as far, not holes, but just things that don't make sense. Like, what are you doing as a grown ass woman with 4 kids, regardless of who your father is? Like, some people don't ever even know have a father. So like, you have to,
That's right.
if your father is treating you like he doesn't exist, then in your life, how you operate, you have to operate as if he doesn't exist. Like, I don't understand why you are living in this whole grand delusion of renting $2,300 a week every 3 weeks or whatever, cars. Whatever that is divided by 3 is what that is weekly. I'm bad at math. It's 700 something.
But
okay,
you know
well,
what? I look at it too, because when I heard it, I said it's a lot of holes in it. He probably, we don't know.
And he said his mama should have got that money. That's the like, your mama. He ain't been with your mama since you 5 years old. Like,
You know what? He might have gave her a time frame. You know how my parents always tell me, as long as you're trying to help yourself, we have your back. And he might have told her, hey, I'll pay your rent for a year, but you got to get up on your feet. I'll help you out, as an adult. And there it is. And but we just been hearing her side. She says that he got mad about the interview, but we don't know if that's true or not. But it does fit. I could see him being pissed. For what we see his behaviors with his past relationships and how narcissistic and abusive he is. It's it was 30 years before he apologized.
Well, he doesn't have a good track record with women. So all we can say, and we don't really know, but we can speak on that. He probably, or maybe, I don't even gonna say probably because I don't know, but we're trying to force his hand, like that backfires with some of these celebrities. Like, you ain't gonna out me and force my hand to help you. And then they'll come out and say, you get out there and get it like I did. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about money, it's about principle. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they got to break their back because you broke your back. Like, they got to break theirs more so. Otherwise, you don't feel like they earned it or something. I don't know. I don't know. What kind of heart is that? I don't know what that is for your own children. But
it's definitely something. It's something going on, and it ain't adding up. Her story is not 100% victim, no. I just don't.
Family,
she got a lot of accountability that needs to be had with her for sure. But at the end of the day,
seems like high maintenance.
Highly delusional. At the end of the day, though, he, as a grandfather, he should be doing something. Like, he needs to at least provide a space. Maybe not give her cash, make her still work, and do whatever she has to do, but give her a place to live. Jeez,
that's right.
That's right. He could
get her apartment. You don't have to get her house. Get her apartment and pay up the rent for a year. But I just, as a woman, as a parent, and as a grandparent, there is no way that I could not help my kids. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm looking up something.
And then she was eating frozen dinners or snacks out of the Dollar Tree. I don't know how true it is.
Oh my God. You'd be better off picking some fruit off a tree, child, and just going on about your diet.
Lyft, if she does Lyft or Uber, they'll provide her a car loan if she got license.
That's what I was gonna say too. Yeah, you're right, because I think that is one of the things. She said she does Uber Eats and Uber, I guess, drive people and food. So they should be able to give her a car. I think they have that in
not making the run.
She probably ain't doing that legal. She seemed like she doing it. She probably don't have no license. She probably using somebody else's name. Got to go through hoops to get the money. I'm just making up a story about the girl. She gives me those vibes. Like,
and nothing's on the or a family, a friend, and I understand that. Sometimes it might be something about that person. Like, no, I know. I don't have a close relationship to a lot of people in my family, but I know one person. I know at least one person take me in. if it ever came to that. So they probably like, look, we got the kids. You gonna have to. You made that bed, and you gotta lay in it.
Welcome, Lasting Impression by Kim. And she said she is 38 years old and has been giving her and he has been giving her money for 19 years. I don't mean any harm. She needs to get over it. Yeah. I mean, really, if he just stopped giving her, okay, she's 38, and they said the money stopped a year and a half ago. So she was in her late 30s, and he's living off him at that point. No, see, I think so. What went wrong? Apparently, here's what I see, because I've seen these stories with other people, rappers, and people with a whole bunch of kids that don't pay mind to these kids. They grow up, them pay attention to certain kids. And it drives them crazy. I'm trying to think whose child was that who was in court because he's a criminal. Was it Future? Yeah, he has another kid who's adult now. I think he's 22, 21, somewhere. He is in jail back to back. I think he's in jail right now. The mom said that he had nightmares. His anger, like he has a lot of psychological issues because Future didn't give him not one squat of mind, didn't pay him dust. And he's seeing his dad out here on social media. He got all this baby mama stuff going on, all these other kids. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this child couldn't handle it. And he's a criminal now. I think he was in a gang and he robbed some people. I don't know. Yeah. But Future wasn't in his life and didn't play a role at all. And there's extra. So to already have that going on in life as a child, as a kid, is horrible. But to see your father who has what appears to be a great amount of money, access, just everything, everything a kid wants to be a part of. And he is not paying him any mind, but he carries this man's, he's this man's blood. So, or he's this, that is devastating for a young person. So I see for her having probably seen him from a distance, if he hasn't dealt with her one-on-one in 18 years, 18 years. And she's 38, so what's that, 20 years old?
Yeah, because allegedly the other siblings don't have to go through the team members to contact them.
The Cole's children probably, and maybe Michelle's, I don't know. But, she's not right in the head. I think she's walking around with that whole I'm Dr. Dre's daughter jacket on, but she don't have nothing in her pockets. See, that's the problem. You don't have his money, so you can't walk around, and she's probably getting stuff for free too. Imagine she's going to people like, I'm Dr. Dre's daughter, until she came out publicly. Now they're like, oh no, you the one he don't fuck with. You can beat it. Yeah. Beat it. Wasting my space. But it's sad.
I wonder who took the picture of her in the Uber Eats.
Oh, yeah, there is a picture. Let me, y'all take the helm for a second. I gotta email a couple of these pictures to myself.
Yeah, it's a picture of her, like not a full smile, but somebody had this distinct. I don't know. Maybe this is like a public tantrum. So at some point in time, you have to put your big girl panties on and get it together. You have 4 kids, and if he paid all these years monthly or whatever, somebody did a lot of blowing through money.
I agree. There's something wrong there.
You see the drug addiction somewhere, and what debt could you be in if you said that he'd been paying your way all these years? I don't understand whether it was, in the paperwork for the attorneys, your monthly allowance, or strictly the money goes towards the account with the rent or whatever. Because maybe he can't trust her with the money. Maybe that's another reason why it was always, with a paper trail with his accountant. We never know. Because no car, a used car, you have to have no payment, or a truck or a van. I don't know. We did.
Y'all are cold-blooded up here.
No, I mean,
not you. I'm talking about the other two.
Well, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean,
y'all cold-blooded.
Because we don't know, it's two sides of a story. You see a huge settlement being not even a settlement, but spousal support being paid out, and then you got your hand out. Again,
She
you making
wrong.
a
I think
soft score. You got kids. Your kid, you don't even have your kids with you.
I know there's a lot to the story we don't know either. I'll bet you she's got some other shit going on that she probably don't want us to know because we're gonna really judge her then.
But
I
by her
feel
bringing
that.
this attention, you know somebody go do some digging and bring it out, child. They go.
And I'm sure, I mean, I guess the next thing we'll see is a GoFundMe account for her.
Well, you
I was
know
gonna say
what?
she
No family. Her mom and them hasn't outed her yet. Like, oh, do y'all think her and the mom might be in cahoots? You know how mothers that put their child up to tell your daddy you need this and that, cause he ain't gonna give it to me. You know he done with
at
me.
38 though, they still doing that at her 38 years old. I
She
guess
seen
so.
how much money that woman was getting.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible, to be honest. Like, I can't even imagine, like I was saying, imagine being one of the kids who's being neglected by this
Oh yeah,
star. But imagine being the former baby, or the not former, but the baby's mom who was left in the dust also.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that my
Like,
heart goes out, and that's wrong. You
and I'm
know.
wondering what her mom, I was looking at her picture and I'm like, okay, so her mom is black. And we know that Nicole, I don't think she's black at all. Not to
No.
say that means, I'm just saying that his taste,
Yeah.
the mom probably saw the change. That's, we see that when
Oh
these
yeah.
men get some type of success.
Cause you look at April, she's not. What is she? Korean or something? Japanese or
I
something?
don't know. Something.
Yeah,
She,
sort of
she
like Instagram models, the exotic women.
exactly. So yeah, I meant to
Mhm.
mention though, when we were talking about Fetty Wap,
Yes.
Fetty Wap dated Alexis Skyy, who I guess you could call her an influencer because I don't know any other thing to call her. What does she do? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't.
wasn't it?
Outside
She
of
came
her.
on talking about R. Kelly, right? Because how was she connected to R. Kelly? That's my question.
She
And
said that he did a video and a birthday celebration for himself, and she was one of the girls picked to be in the video. And I don't know if it was as a dancer or a prop, or extra or something, whatever they call it. She was about, I think, 18 or 17, no, 18 or 17 years old, if I remember correctly. And
okay, she was born in 1994,
okay.
and she was in a video of his.
Yes, he did a music video celebrating his own birthday. And I guess the after party, or in the dressing room, he had somebody slip his number and basically tried to get with her and offer to take her back to his mansion or whatever. And she said, thank God she had enough sense, because all of the stories she heard, she kind of was freaked out, kind of creeped out about it. She declined, and
Well,
she
I
was
know
like,
she
of
came out
course.
and said that she said he sucked on her big toe. I know that much too.
Oh
Um,
Lord, I didn't know
yeah,
about
he
that.
said that in the interview. Okay, so I'm just pulling up something right here. Let's see.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. I don't know how I missed that. Ooh.
so here's the video. I just want to know when this video took place. Do you
Okay.
know? You don't know that, huh?
No, she was like, I think she was getting interviewed at a radio station, if I'm not mistaken. And they pulled up the video. Who was she interviewing with? And they were like, "Are you serious?" I think she
All
said
right.
they had like red and white in the video. Was the colors?
So here's the happy birthday video. This is in the This is in Lipstick Alley.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. How long is it? Oh God, am I gonna? This is not him singing, is it? I don't want to hear that. This is literally what he be doing. Oh, that's her toe in his face, huh?
Oh,
Isn't that her with the body tap?
yes. I didn't see this part of the video. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's her right there.
What do you want? Hold up, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Thanks. Wait. What the hell happened here last night?
Baby, you know what happened last night. You recorded it.
I recorded. No, all I know is I took 2 shots.
I gotta go.
It was a girl here. It is. She don't hit the.
Okay, I don't want to hear his music.
Is that the same robe he had on in the Trump Towers with that? You know what? Let me stop.
It could have been. I don't know. She didn't look that young in that video. So that video, I was just curious as to when. But there's the. I also have her talking about him sucking on her toe and how gross she
Like
thought he was.
He really did put his mouth on that. Oh.
All right. This thing is what's happening. This doesn't want to play. Oh, it's buffering.
I was gonna say R. Kelly doesn't want us to know.
It looks like it's slowly trying to buffer. I'm just reading the text here. Yeah, he don't want. He's like, block it.
It's enough information out there about me. I don't need you dragging up old video.
Well, in quotes, it says, "Hear that, ladies? R. Kelly is a big toe sucker." R. Kelly recently shot a video called Happy Birthday, which featured our Motto Monday co-host Alexis Skyy. According to Alexis, Kells was very forward in his invitation of having Alexis for his birthday present. But we all know what that leads to. Oh, shit. The shade. So, okay, well, we'll see if that ever pulls up. So I guess we can go on to talk about this, fool. I think if you are a member of the channel, I have mentioned the first book reading for the book club, the Warrior Book Club, is going to be, I think I'm going to do it on the 25th, which I believe is her anniversary of her passing, of her transitioning. I pre-ordered the book. It's supposed to be here on the 17th. So, but what I want to do is a giveaway of like maybe a couple of books, the hard copy, and join the channel to be a member to join in on the readings. I'm going to be starting that. Like I said, I think the 25th I'm going to start. I think that's a Wednesday. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because Wednesday is R. Kelly night. The trial is going to be happening that next day. It's going to start. Opening arguments are going to start. So
yeah,
busy month. Let's see. So with that said, this is the book in case you want to order it on Amazon. Okay, I'm like behind on these comments. Let me. Man eater. She shouldn't have. Back to Dr. Dre. She shouldn't have to suffer, and those mixed kids are living in luxury. He's a known colorist, but why at any age should she struggle? And his last kids can't spell struggle. Yeah.
That's
Queen
true.
Key, welcome back. What is this? I'm not sure what you're referring to. We're talking about Alexis Skyy, Fetty Wap. Well, I don't even think she's his baby's mama. Now she was saying that was his daughter. I don't think it is. I don't think the DNA proved that to be. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I remember seeing that. All right. I don't think that's ever gonna come up. I'm gonna get off of that.
Ooh, it's not starting.
Oh. Now I lost it.
Alexis Skyy, I am back.
Here it is. Of course. Love Word went back into the chat.
Okay.
All right, let me pull it up now because now it's playing.
is the new me, I should say. I have a clothing line out called the Skyy. So the link is in my bio, my Instagram. Follow me, Alexis Skyy, with 2 eyes. And if you want to book me, just email me at alexissky@gmail.com. So shout out to Dirty Boys. Log on to thedirtyboys.com.
Dirty Boys now, Highway 79, Atlanta's #1 hip hop station, man. Your dog ET right here.
Of course, gotta be the right here, Mike.
Model Mondays continue today, man. Normally around 7, but we had to get somebody. She's gotten bigger and more famous to her. That's all. I know it's not a word, but
That's not a word.
Not a word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I mean, when we first interviewed you, you might have like 70, 80,000. Of course, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like over 200,000 now. That's crazy. Alexis Skyy.
What up,
You are back at it. I mean, when we interviewed you before, you had an R. Kelly video coming up.
Yeah.
And that video was which was a happy birthday record.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Y'all see it?
Y'all see it? Oh my God.
It's great.
The camera was all in your ass.
Oh, let me go.
It was all in his ass.
Hey, did y'all hear her call him a creep? She said he's a creep.
Yes, I heard that. Yep.
I was like, happy birthday. I was
You sucked your toes. Let me see this.
R. Kelly sucked your toes? They tell people out. All right. Oh, you R. Kelly.
And then like with some crazy so uncomfortable, I had to leave.
Really?
Yeah, and he was because and he was like,
I was getting out. That's crazy.
Close the door and he was like, Daddy
Alexis.
I was like, what the fuck?
He said what?
Daddy wants to his birthday. And hit me in the car. I was like, oh, no.
What did he say?
He said Daddy wants you for his birthday and gave her his card.
Oh,
She said, I don't want it. She said she didn't want no parts of that. Let me see if she says anything else.
Definitely more people out here when you interview.
Roger.
Same day. Yeah, he was in that video. Like, he left.
And now, and that video. Happy birthday.
I was in a video with
He fucked up.
yeah, me and my video together.
Who?
Luigi.
What is it?
You got one video. Missing me.
I did see you post that shit. Did you put that out already?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, I think she's done talking about him, but that is crazy. She's like, he is a creep. She said she wanted to get up out of there. She said he was trying to open the door on her. Something about her trying to close the door and he trying to open the door. And she, no, see, that aggressive behavior. That's crazy.
Because he thinks he's R. Kelly, he can do what the hell he want to do.
He's used to doing that.
Yeah, you just running around approaching young ladies, talking about daddy wants you and trying to be all straightforward and demanding. If you don't get your stinking sweaty,
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Wow. He is something else. He's more
It's
than
not
something.
Not surprising.
Yeah, it's not. It just confirms a lot and collaborate with a lot of things that came to the light over time that we heard when a lot of shit hit the fan, and then now a lot of other people came out like, hey, that happened to me, or he tried to do it with me, and yes, he does say daddy, and he does do this, and he into that. I'm like, damn.
And he doesn't seem to hesitate when he meets people to go ahead and unleash that on them. It's not like you got to really know him, it seems, to even get that. Like,
yeah, like you gonna say that to the wrong one. I wish one of them was an undercover agent, boy. Hey, sorry, put your hands behind your back. Yeah, you didn't know I was.
Didn't know it. So, there was a R. Kelly protest. I think, was it yesterday and today, or?
Oh Lord.
It was all what 6? That's the devil's number, y'all. 6. Mm. And it was yesterday on the 6th. Pay attention. Mm.
It's today too. Yesterday and today.
But it started on Devil's Day. Mm.
I'm looking for the picture I had, but I think there. So I saw something on Twitter or something that said a whole 6 people showed up, but then I saw a video, and the lady said there's 12 of them there, and I was like, man, just enough for a jury box.
Oh yeah, yes,
that's right, guys.
And what 6 is 12? Am I correct? Hey.
This is the last court hearing, or one of the court hearings that took place, and these are some of the supporters out here. And this was on page 6. That's why I was like, they made page 6.
Not for good reasons.
I guess they couldn't believe that people actually showed up for him.
You know what?
It said a dozen fans attended the hearing, it says. That's old Sylvia right there in the striped pants, just to let y'all know.
Another lady, she tired. She been, but you know what? They gonna take their, ones that's catching flight to that good Brooklyn of New York. They're gonna keep on. And with this month is a very trying, emotional month. Brooklyn gonna show them better than they can tell them, baby. And I can say it too. I'm just going, I can't wait. We're gonna be sick here now. Cause you're not gonna keep doing that. In behind this fool.
This is old Barry looking like the devil himself.
Oh, look at that. Lucifer himself probably told God, Lord, I know I ain't got nothing to do with him either.
Welcome back, Hazel E. So okay. Yeah, he's been in the news a lot more than ever lately. Saying he's coming out with the music, but I don't know, it's a lot of double talking going on with this guy and weird just stuff that I don't get.
He looks like a creep too, goddess.
I got my notes written down, and I'm gonna let you finish this and ring the bell when it's time for me to chime in.
I mean, do I need to play that video or his interview?
Yes.
Well,
yes. So
we can break it up and talk about it, but he looks like Freddy Krueger to me right here for some reason.
That's who he looks like with the hat. Y'all just picture him with the red and green striped sweater with the knives, and Freddy Krueger's walking around that pool, and he said, "You are all my children," like a pimp.
He's never been. Oh, he does have a son with Gladys Knight, right?
Yeah, he has 2
sons. He don't really mention the other son, but he always talking about Jomo. Everything is Jomo name, Jomo.
He just looks like a real creep. That's all I can say.
That looks scary, like off a horror movie. Look at his face, evil. He looks like he's a mean, evil, dangerous man. Right there. He looks that make my hair stand up on the back of my head.
I gotta pull up the video. I think it's in my community. You put it in the comments and something. Let's see.
I dropped the link. I sure did in the comment on the community page. And
found it.
And y'all
you know what? R. Kelly got that crying act from him too. Got it done.
What was that?
You know how he tried to bust the fake tears, make his lips tremble? I bet you R. Kelly learned that technique from him. You know, the girl said they got tired of falling out. They said that'd be the next step.
You know, that singer from his trying to do his new Black Ground too, she eerily favors Aaliyah. It really just gave me the it's just eerie. Ugh.
What happened here? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's see. Is that better? Let me see. Okay. All right, y'all. This is Barry Hankerson, Aaliyah's nephew, Black Ground Records owner of her masters. So So let me just understand. So her mother and brother, and I guess, so they're over her actual estate, but he owns the masters to the music, right? Of the music.
The
Right.
music, yeah, the
So when you
publishing,
hear
the
And the
copyright.
publishing. Right.
Okay, okay. Because when I hear estate, I think music, but the estate doesn't own the music. He does. That's crazy.
Correct.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
I see. I thought the estate was the music too.
No, so the mother is the estate and he is the music.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so let's play this.
Musical notes. She was had photogenic memory. Read her lyrics and she knew them. So then she could spend the rest of her time performing coming from her heart.
There he goes.
In a rare and emotional sit-down with Billboard's executive director of R&B hip-hop, Gail Mitchell, Aaliyah's reclusive uncle, Barry Hankerson, opened up about his niece's legacy, plus exclusively revealed her music will soon hit streaming platforms.
It's been a long time since fans could enjoy Aaliyah and other artists on our catalog. There's been a lot of changes in the music business since we took the music off the market. So we want to be sure to be with the right people, the right executives.
Okay, I have to pause it here because this is
Yeah.
my issue with this guy. First of all, okay, you said we took the music off the market, and since then there's been a lot of changes. Why'd you take the music off the market in the first place?
That's
Why'd
right.
you do that? That's the question I have. And why does it take other labels, other features of other artists, and this and that for you to put the music out? Are you saying that you're messing with the music? Because if he puts out, and they said 1 in a million is supposed to be the first one to come out. Well, I'll let that play. But if I hear Snoop or any of these fools on any of these tracks, it's hell to pay. Like, come on.
That's right, sis.
Exactly. And I'm with you on that.
I want to bring that up because he's going to go on to talk. I just need people listening to understand this man has the rights to the music. He owns the masters. So him saying, if he's insinuating or alluding to the fact that he's out of control of any decisions, or he's out of control of the fact that he has the music's been out of the market, he's lying. Okay, let's play.
Right.
And give ourselves the right time to do different things. When you add all that up, it was a couple of years before we could even really consider putting the music out.
Okay, he said when you add all that up, add all what up? He spoke a bunch of nonsense.
Add up that money. That's all he care about, sis. Money.
Y'all make money from her music. Like, how greedy are you?
The chat, please, y'all listen. Y'all listen to his words and what he says, y'all.
Hankerson founded Black Round Records back in 1993 specifically as a vehicle to support Aaliyah's music career, with a nudge from his sister Diane.
My sister's a great singer on her own. She never really got the chance to explore that part of her life. She did not want her daughter not to get that opportunity. That was the first practical step when somebody wanted me to do that. And the next practical.
So I didn't know before this that her mother was a singer or had the talent that he's saying she has. And that puts a whole other level of the whole R. Kelly stuff, kind of makes more sense too. If she had a dream that she lost and her daughter carried that on.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. It's so true.
That was to figure out how to do that. So I convened with Quincy Jones.
Oh my gosh. And we know he's the creep of all creeps. Okay.
With so many people. P. Diddy was
another one
person I convened with. I admired him so much.
So he convened with the creep squad.
You hear how he prays for these men?
Huh?
You hear how he's memorized? I just admire him so much.
Oh, well, yeah. He's still sucking that.
Mm-hmm. The boing boing.
It was very contested at Jive. The owner of Jive, Clive Colton, didn't think it was a hit record. I fervently believe that it was. The question was, well, how are we going to get this to the public?
Aaliyah shot a music video for Back and Forth, and through personal connections, Hankerson was able to premiere the visuals before a copy.
I wanted to just make note of her style. And now knowing what we know, where is that at?
Aaliyah shot a music video for Back and Forth, and through personal connections, Hankerson was able.
So, I mean, obviously she's Aaliyah. So, I mean, but the baggy, you know, just the whole thing, tomboy thing. It just, I have to shake my head on the influence now. Okay.
Able to premiere the visuals before a popular boxing fight, and it was an instant hit, propelling her first record onto the airwaves.
I picked stations that had great cities and great listening audiences, and I sent them promotional copies with the caveat, so every station agreed to play it at a certain time, so when it went on, it was an explosion of that record. The kids knew that record. They knew it by sight. They didn't know it by ear. They liked to see a record. That's when I just really realized how powerful the video was and how photogenic Aaliyah was. And the little coat she wore was a fireman's jacket. And literally people were selling and buying fireman jackets after she wore that. It began to be a kind of a trend, and that's when Aaliyah was kind of getting recognized right off the bat as somebody that had her finger to the pulse of style. And she went on to wear some iconic outfits, and I can't talk about it much.
Oh gosh. Really, Barry? I don't believe he. Okay, let's keep listening because he's gonna tell us some stuff.
But Aaliyah's sudden death in a plane crash in August 2001 at the age of 22 eventually led to her most beloved works going out of print. But now, in a new partnership with Bay Area-based independent distributor, label, and publisher Empire, the entire Black Round catalog, not just Aaliyah's works, but 17 albums by artists including Timbaland and Magoo, Tank, Tony Braxton, and JoJo will be available to stream for the first time ever, and for both physical and digital purchase for the first time in a decade. So why now? On August 25th, 2020, on the 19th anniversary of Aaliyah's death, her estate, ran by Aaliyah's mother, along with her older brother Rashad, released a statement through the singer's official Twitter account writing, "We are excited to announce that communication has commenced between the estate and various record labels about the status of Aaliyah's music catalog, as well as its availability on streaming platforms in the near future." For Hankerson, the statement was a long-awaited green light.
I'll be very candid with you. Since the death of my niece, I don't have the same relationship I used to have with my sister. We were very close. But when you lose a child or a niece that you really loved, it was difficult for my family. So a lot of things in my family changed.
So let's unpack this a little bit. He's saying that the Aaliyah's death split up the family, or he and his sister haven't spoken since. Did he say since the funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time to not speak to your sister when you essentially, with your sister were over, you were kind of in charge of things. And why is she so mad at you? Because it sounds like it's her it's the mom that's mad at him. So
I wonder, did she know? I wonder, did his mom know? Did her mama know that R. Kelly supposedly signed over the masters?
See, that's what I was gonna bring up, Priscilla. It's a detailed.
I wonder, did she know? And that,
no, it's a detailed article. See the way Barry Hankerson got down, and it seemed like to me, he was initially in charge, like and the overseer and the ownership of everything. He decided when they got that marriage annulled and agreement to give her the estate at $3 million, and he took the rest. She probably got minimum say so. How did
he took the bulk there because the music is worth way more than $3 million, and the housing and all that. Yeah,
it gave detail. Honey, I apologize. I felt so bad. I asked Lord to forgive me for having a lot of animosity towards Aaliyah's mother. But now that we getting more information and detail, and from this snake and it's stealing, a thief, that's heartbreaking. My heart goes out to her. I can only imagine this is your daughter and this your brother has control. You don't have a say so, and her music, you can't even, she can't even get it. Like, no, That's like, oh my goodness. Oh my heart goes out
She
to it.
probably feels like we do, like, frustrated and looking at him like he's just a greedy, like
That's
nothing is enough. She
that's
she
like
probably
I bought her and I do what I want. I come kick in the door, get out there. I own everything. Get out.
right.
I own everything. I don't want you around. You can't say nothing.
It's just weird to me how they're saying he took that tweet as a green light for him to release the music, but he still hasn't spoken to her. So he doesn't know for sure or not. So why would he wait to now is still my question.
But see, this way he got caught
Because
up in
she's
his
coming
lies.
back in the limelight. It's all originates from money. So
No,
you don't think
he
so?
did it.
Okay.
No, it's gonna say in his Billboard interview, the article gave more detail than the video. They confirmed that her mom did put out that tweet. He's the owner of that Twitter account. He did that. Him and his people. See, he how he does stuff. A liar.
Right. But I'm saying is that why, like God's is saying, why is he moving now? I think everything originates with him with money. Like he has plotted and planned this
Oh, I got my
comeback
notes
for
written
number
down.
2 to coincide with the trial, knowing that Aaliyah's name is going to be brought up. Because one thing about this Kells case, Aaliyah's name has never been dragged through the mud. Everybody always looked at R. Kelly, which rightfully so was, the damaged one.
Oh.
Everybody looked at Aaliyah like the angel that she was. So with her coming all this attention back out, I think this man is solely driven by money. That's all he cares about.
You can finish this. I got the answers to all of that. That's why I wrote my notes down.
Okay, so let's continue.
I really got my cue that my sister was ready to put the music out because she said so on the internet. I would have never dreamed that's the way I would have heard it.
So you're saying he posted it saying it was his, and under the illusion, I guess that is his sister in the state.
Yes, because
So he didn't even talk to her or nothing.
No,
He just,
that's what I'm saying.
God.
You got to read the article. See, they edited and left a lot out.
Yeah,
but
where's the article? Where's the article at? Like, I'm gonna look it up.
I emailed it to you, and it's also on Twitter. Yes, it's long.
Okay.
It's very long, but it gives way more information. And this dirty son of a bee had nerve to look in this woman camera in face and tell these lies, because they gonna tell it. They gonna say he boldly lied. We checked. She didn't. He did that. Him and his people and his son.
Okay. I have the video. You said you emailed the article also?
Yes, because I said this one is long, but it's very detailed and interesting because it talks about that article was long, and it's by Billboard.
Yeah, I don't have no other emails from you is what I'm saying. I only have the video that you sent. So if you want to resend that, that's cool. Or I could just Google it.
I'll do it.
Let's do the video real quick.
It's time to put the music out because there was a conversation we had that she didn't want the music out. And whatever my sister told me, I tried to do what she wanted me to do. As a parent, I would
okay, let's finish.
Understand if she did not want the music out. Because who wants to hear the voice of your daughter who's gone?
Diane does not.
Does that make sense to y'all? Who wants to hear their daughter's voice? So he respected that, and that's supposedly why he hasn't released the music.
No, that don't make no sense to me.
Him and R. Kelly are in the same vein.
I think that is so horrible.
And from what I took out of that written article from Billboard's News, the mom wants to hear her. She wants Aaliyah's music and her legacy to live on and everything. And she hasn't agreed. She hasn't spoken to him. He just been lying.
I agree with y'all. Suspect for sure.
Aaliyah got that grace from her because it couldn't have been me, baby. In my child music, I think I'd be under the jail or not breathing or something.
No, that would be him.
I'm
All right,
gonna
let me
email
finish.
you. I
No,
screenshotted the
heaven.
statement. Sis. I'm gonna email it to you. I'll email it to you. I forgot. I screenshotted it. Exactly right. I'll send it to you so you can read it.
Approve of the catalog's release. The Aaliyah estate made it clear to Billboard that they do not support the deal between Hankerson and Empire, which they claim they were left out of, despite.
And that's the thing too. So you out here making deals with this woman's child's legacy and not including them at all, not one bit. And Empire Records, like, I'm just like, why do you have to do this? She has music that everybody loves and they just want to remember, even though a lot of that music I can't stomach because of you know who. But to wait all this time and then music on top of that, that's what it sounds like. Let's see.
Out to Blackground last August in hopes of participating. But Hankerson says his efforts were met with silence, so the plans with Empire are now in place. August 20th will see the release of One in a Million, followed weekly by a rough approximation of the original chronology of Blackground releases. Hankerson will also be relaunching Blackground as a new frontline label with distribution for Empire. When asked what Hankerson initially hoped to do when he first started Blackground, as compared to the label's mission statement today, he said this.
A very special signing of talent. As a Black person, the only really resource that we have as a people in America are artists and music. An artist helps you bring forth what your people are about. And I had the good fortune to work with some of the biggest artists that ever lived. I was once married to Gladys Knight, which is still one of my favorite artists. I had so many mission statements. I'm still looking at mission statements. I'm now really caught up to trying to help foster a system that an artist can come to someplace and get heard and seen. I really hope that in this next phase of Blackground, we can spot talent that maybe doesn't fit the cookie cutter of what an artist is and bring them forth on our own platform and give them an opportunity to be seen.
But there are still obstacles standing in the way. On January 15th, 2021, the day before what would have been Aaliyah's 42nd birthday and 5 months after tweeting that negotiations with labels had begun, Aaliyah's estate tweeted another message addressing fans. We hear you and we see you. While we share your sentiments and desire to have Aaliyah's music released, we must acknowledge that these matters are not within our control and unfortunately take time. Adding, while we understand this may be challenging, we need the support of the fans Aaliyah loves so dearly until we can resolve all the issues and frame her. And though Hankerson took the estate's first statement on Twitter as a sign of new willingness to engage, he has not personally spoken to his sister about the matter.
I'm very prayerful that she enjoys what we're doing. I'm prayerful that she supports what we're doing. At the end of the day, we all find out probably at the same time. I miss her and I love her. I wish we had the same relationship we had years ago. I love my sister.
Blackground owns the masters.
He loves his sister. I mean, how do you just dismiss her that way? Like, oh, well, I mean, I hope she likes this. It's been 20, like, you wait all this time and then still, I guess he's done waiting. And my thing is, maybe there was some type of deadline, something that we don't know about, obviously. Somebody else in the chat, I'm not on the screen, but somebody said the time is suspect. I'm thinking about R. Kelly. He's about to be put away. Was he waiting on that? I mean, it's just so many things that aren't unanswered, but let's continue. It's almost over.
Aaliyah's recordings, and because she did not write her own music or lyrics, the estate also has no stake in the song's publishing copyrights. Meanwhile, the
estate has no stake in the song's publishing copyrights. None. And how is that? So that's probably why they don't agree with shit, because they don't it's all going to Barry. I think somebody else said that, Hazel, or somebody said that in the chat.
No place is a posthumous album.
Yes, ma'am.
It wouldn't, for some reason, it won't let me email you the screenshots, so I sent it through a text message. Just the paragraph of the key things that he said.
Okay, thank you.
Music, but Hankerson has been hard at work on new songs.
We have some features on some unreleased masters with people such as Drake, Future, and Snoop.
Okay. Features with unreleased masters or on unreleased masters. And these people sound like they just did this stuff recently. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's about money. I'm telling you, he is a great money.
Snoop was also a good friend of ours. He came right in and did the features, really awesome. Neo, and there's one artist that I can't mention yet, but he's one of the king streaming artists of the world. So you could probably maybe figure out who he is.
Who's bigger than Drake in streaming? So who is he talking about? Who is a big? He called him king. I know he ain't talking about no R. Kelly now. I know for a fact he can't be talking about R. Kelly.
You see his eyes lit up. He got wiggly.
King of streaming. I'm just like curious. Anybody have any ideas? Any thoughts?
King of stream. I don't.
He can't say his name because of this tape.
No, and no.
And has been very gracious and very supportive in lending his talent to any of the songs we wanted him to remix or to do a feature with. We have a feature from Chris Brown. Tim did that track for us.
Hankerson will also be rolling out a new streaming app called Music 360, which will house those new background remixes and releases.
Okay, so not only is he releasing all this new music, he's got features, he got to deal with Empire Records. He's coming out with his own streaming platform.
Whoop, there it is. There it is.
What in the deal with the devil is going on? Yeah, there it is. He has his own platform for the music. So he didn't want to share it with other people, any other company. He wanted his own platform. Now he has that. And oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Y'all?
There it is, God. His own platform.
He owns part of Missy Elliott, Timberland Masters, and publishing and stuff too. And he basically stole their things, and they sued him, and he still ain't paid a dime. So while he talking all this, I wonder how they gonna get their money now.
He said Timberland's still helping him and been a big force on this project or whatever.
Oh, allegedly Timberland said that's not true, and he is pissed.
He said he did say it's not true. So Barry just lying outright?
Honey, Billboard got a lot. They said he brushed over a lot of things when they were bringing up. Well, here it says we reached out to this person. They totally, and their attorney said this is not true, and you're saying something else.
So he's trying to force them, like by backdooring them, putting it out in the press and making them think that, like trying to force them. Yeah. Because
allegedly Empire is upset because they didn't tell him to say that. They wasn't agreeing with him saying that he's gonna release the music. They said that wasn't part of the deal either. Yes.
That was in the article?
It should be on one of the screenshots that I sent you.
But I'm okay.
Yes, with Billboard reached out to Empire. None of these people are on accord with him while he's lying. His sister, Empire, Timberland, no one.
Okay, this is a long article. I'm gonna have to find that. Okay, so let's finish this.
And when asked about the criticism he's received over the years for holding back Aaliyah's catalog, he said this:
"You just can't help but either read it or someone reads it to you." So it's been hurtful at times because my intentions were honest and good. I wanted to bring the consumer all of the music that they wanted to enjoy again, but again, I wanted to make sure it worked right. It was with the right people. So
this is again where I'm confused. He keeps saying, I wanted to do it, but it needed to be right, and it needed to be with the right people. What are you talking about? The music was done. So he's talking new. He keeps saying, I wanted to give the fans the music. The fans just want the music they know and love. I think the biggest problem is that they can't access it. I think back and forth, there's one song, I think, or something like that, and that's the one with R. Kelly. But my thing is, why do you he's a king of runaround. He knows he should be an attorney. Like, he's a slippery he has a slippery tongue. That's the devil. This is the devil right here.
They could have access when it comes out. They can maybe even get it at a less than before. Vinyl was going to come out because if you own a
vinyl, okay,
vinyl, that's yours forever. So all of that takes time. It's not instant. Like you just go throw it out. Then they be talking about how regularly you throw it out and you put the record out. So we got a couple of features that we normally wouldn't have had. That took time. People had schedules. Everybody that we asked to do a feature jumped at doing it. It was wonderful to see the love from so many superstars who said, well, I'd love to do a feature on anything Aaliyah did. It took a while to do this. And I hope the fans forgive me once they get it and they got it. You got it.
So he's basically just putting out a new album. I mean, he's putting out new music that he is, oh my God, this man, it is horrible. So
he's trying to get every credit on the album. He's trying to get record owner, producer, right? You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get every credit. And on the distribution, he done set up his own music platform. And he think nobody can speak to this. This man is beyond disgusting, beyond being the devil, like you said,
and guys. Guess what? Her mom doesn't have none of her awards, her record, you know, when it goes platinum. She has none of those
damn
things.
Shame.
He provided pictures of, you know, of her record and the CDs. And the CDs, you know, when we used to go to the record store buy the CDs,
yeah,
he got boxes. Yeah, she doesn't even have
she don't even have one of her awards, not the American Music Awards.
They said in this Atlanta home, he went and pulled out all this stuff.
Well, he sound like your boy Don the Con. And that's what he did, yeah.
But he gonna get caught up and he gonna say, I hope Diane supports me this time on my decision. Didn't he say in the beginning that it was Diane's idea?
Well, of course, he wants to try to slither away from. You know, it's that snake mentality. He wants to slither away and point the finger at everybody else because you know he's trying to do everything that he can. Man, we know 20 years. Shut up, man. Go sit and go back in the hole you came out of.
As elusive as he's been over the years, for him to just be coming out like this with his baseball cap on, trying to be all youthful, like I had always imagined him as this old decrepit man. Like I thought he was older then when he was dealing with R. Kelly. I mean, how old is this man? I feel like honestly he was working with
hooks on his neck to hook his skin together. I bet they rusted.
I feel like he's behind the scenes doing voodoo work with some type of magical serums and juices, and he's been trying to basically get himself right also for this new debut of himself and his. I do feel
that face to fit on that skeleton right.
He mentions that in the interview. Billboard put it in that what I screenshotted. He told her it's spiritual. Spirit. They all say that. Demetri Smith too.
He said he talked to the spirits.
He said it's spiritual.
Yeah, but there's different types, and he's not with the
what side are you on, brother? We know. We already know that, right?
And guess who's gonna have all her masters of something if he passes away? Jomo. And they said that Jomo is gonna continue what whatever his dad told him to do. Something happened to him, Jomo is gonna have control. Her mama still ain't gonna have no ownership.
Okay, let's finish this. Almost done. 30 seconds, I think.
The part that has been a little distasteful has been so many people angry with me because the music didn't come out when they wanted it. But I learned to live with that.
And finally,
he learned to live with that. He's unbothered, is what he is. He don't give a damn about those fans and their coins. He's looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at how can I really, really break in? If I hold out on them, they will come and take everything we've got off the shelves. Like,
yep. How long can I wait and plot this out to come out and make the big bang where I just make the money and they'll forget about what I did? Yep.
the book that's coming out or books, I'm wondering if that also plays a part in his decision. Like, did he know ahead? I'm sure he knew this stuff was going on.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
That's a very good point, Goddess.
Because this author had wrote for Sierra and other artists.
I'm sorry, beautiful spirit. They be trying to get a quote and stuff for people. So I know he knew that book was coming.
Right. Exactly. Okay, let's wrap it.
On his own career, when asked if there were any mistakes he would go back and fix if he could, Hankerson chose what ultimately led to Aaliyah's passing.
We wouldn't have shot the last video on Aaliyah.
That's his one regret.
Did y'all hear that? He said we wouldn't shot her last video.
Yeah, who is we?
Cause Black Ground Records. Heard the people who was on the plane at what's the name? Last name Smith. She was an assistant for Black Ground Records that was with Aaliyah. A lot of her entourage and Silence and all them were all in connection and employees of Black Ground Records.
I'm still creeped out about the last live when y'all told me about, who was on the island. That just took me to a whole different level because I never knew that.
Yeah, if that is ever proven to be true, that's even more time on him because that man, I swear, everything he touches is a disaster.
Because technically, Black Ground Records is the one that booked that air pilot. Whoever was a member, Gina Smith.
Y'all in the chat and people on the replay. I'm telling you, it's got nothing to do with me being a mod. You all need to become a member. I mean, you cannot get this kind of information for 99 cents nowhere. That reading that Goddess did on Aaliyah and R. Kelly, oh my God. Y'all want some really fire info? It is so incredible. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty deep, actually. My lights cut off.
You're welcome.
I felt Aaliyah's presence, her, like how Nipsey Hussle's spirit, it made an impact. I mean, I felt her whole energy through that
all
video.
That clarifying.
And I believe that I believe her soul and energy has strengthened, and that's why a lot of things is coming out. The baby is doing her spiritual work for justice to be served.
I know you had asked in the chat about her, whether or not she was pregnant. And remember, one of the sinks in here started gargling.
And and I told you, my dad told me that spiritually, that means when the life is created in the mother's womb, when the spirit is inside the woman's womb, it sounds like gargling, like you're in the underwater.
And then as soon as we acknowledged that, it stopped.
As soon I typed it in the chat, and I felt it, yes, baby. She was letting us know.
It was affirmation after affirmation, and then when you clarified every call, you clarified, I was on fire. It was deep.
Well, thank you. So yeah, everybody join the channel, get access to the member videos. This was the first reading of many that I'm going to be doing on the member channel, and be also doing a book reading of her of this book that's coming out on the member channel. It's like 99 cents a month. You can handle that. Come on, you can handle it. And I will leave the videos up for people who join.
Because member got us done. You said I was starting off with R. Kelly, but Aaliyah came through. So now, baby, I need you to say this. She's gonna put the cards down. She said, "Oh yes, time." Yeah,
that is true. So while Wayne he has sent me something. Dr. Dre helping Snoop Dogg closet? I think he had mentioned that in the chat also. So I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to watch it first before I put it on here because I don't know what that is. interesting title. I will say that. Yeah, it was last night. The reading was last night, so it's a new reading. Hazel was asking. Okay, let's see. Hazel E, I can't wait to read the book. I read a free sample. It's definitely a page turner. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I've never done that online, so I've never even listened to a person read a book online either. So I don't know if people read along in their own books, or do people just listen as they're doing other stuff? Like, I don't know how that goes, but I'm going to be reading, I guess, until I can't read no more. I don't even know how many chapters do you read every session? I don't know. I guess it's going to depend on the length of the chapters and all that, but I'm going to get through it. And sooner than later, I want to, just kind of go through the whole thing that week. Like, I don't want to do one, then 2 weeks later, come back. No, we're going to get through that book because the trial is going to be going on. We don't have no time to be playing around now.
That's right. Let me ring the bell on that. Let me ring the bell.
Yeah, speaking of the trial. Yeah, ring that bell. Speaking of the trial, so last Wednesday we were here and there was so much to talk about that I didn't even get to the filings. There were a couple of filings that had taken place. The government had responded to some stuff, and I think I mentioned it, but we didn't really get into it. And since then, there's been more stuff. So most recently, the defense has sent additional questions for the jury to be considered for the jury. And they want to know about their, I guess, ideas and mindsets about, they don't want any homophobics. They don't want any homophobics in the jury pool. So they submitted 6 questions. I'm just going to go ahead and read them instead of pulling them up. Y'all trust me that these 6 questions are coming from Pacer, okay? So, dear Judge Donnelly, counsel for Mr. Kelly respectfully submits the following list of additional questions. And I can at least put a picture of him or something. Let's give him giving the face. These are the worst.
Lord.
Where are my other pictures? Hold on, let me pull.
And while you pulling that up, Goddess, now I just can't believe that two of his attorneys gonna submit a letter for them to pay for him to get transcripts of the everyday. And that's just all his fans up there doing that parade or whatever they doing, and all this little money. Why they didn't send that man the money so he can get copies of the court?
Because it ain't about him.
Why they ain't sending some money so he can get him a new suit? They want to help him so much.
That man got money.
I know.
Yeah.
Nestella, where you been at?
It's about a pedophile walk.
Look who woke up.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a petty. They call it.
So you know what? I am offended.
They was doing a petty walk.
Well, they should have petted them coins together and got him a suit and paid for his copies. I think they said they estimated it at being $163. You're gonna tell me they doing that on purpose so when he does his appeal, he can get them appellate lawyers free. That's all this based on. Somebody he ain't got no money. You right, Miss Della. It's all for the appellate.
Them people ain't down there really supporting him. They down there for this because they've been misfits all their lives. It's the most attention and popularity they have ever received.
All right, let's read these 6 questions. Number 1, do you have any views about heterosexual, lesbian, gay, and or bisexual people that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial juror? 2, do you have any views about women who engage in sexual relations with other women that would affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror? Number 3, do you have any views about women who engage in sexual relations with both men and women that would affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror? Number 4, do you have any views about men who engage in sexual relations with other men that would affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror? Number 5, do you have any views about men who engage in sexual relations with both men and women that would affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror? And finally, number 6, do you have any views about men and women who engage in sexual relations with multiple people that would affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror?
So he could have just said number 6. Number 6 takes care of all of it.
Did you watch The Plainest Jane? That's exactly what she said. That's a YouTuber I just found, and man, she is hilarious, and she has the same views as we do, so I can actually stomach her videos. But she has very clever videos. If I didn't want to get striked, I would pull her up. But I would say that, like Queen said, I can't believe he's not denying them boys. They would not admit to no underage girls but Aaliyah. Okay, yeah, I agree with that, because with these questions, all that's saying is that don't judge him. Don't judge him. Like, it's not saying he didn't do that. It's not saying he didn't do that. It's saying don't judge him. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That says a lot, honestly.
Again, we don't discriminate against female or male. We only discriminate if you having sex with grown adults having sex with children.
That's right.
Right, but we are not on the jury. We are not on the jury. So these questions are for potential jurors, and they're in New York. And I'm gonna say that, I don't know how many people are gonna be honest. I mean, can you really trust? I feel like they need to hitch these people up to a lie detector and ask them all the questions. Yeah. Everyone needs to do a lie detector, because these people could just be saying anything to get on this trial. They could be super fans. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I know all these uncharged acts that the government is put in. The defense knew after a minute that Judge Ann was not going to just dismiss this stuff. So in preparation, they knew that the questionnaire could be amended, and also she can put stuff in the instructions to clarify things. So I don't know where people thought that all this stuff was going to be dismissed. It's not.
No, it's not. Who said that? I think people are saying stuff. Oh, they're dismissing things. She only is not including things that she feels is repetitive and that is already, it's like redundant. Like, all that's saying is that, well, damn, you already got a 50 other pieces of evidence that look just like that. You don't need that. That's
right.
It's not.
Because they're trying to say, that was irrelevant because you're repeating it. And now all of a sudden it's such accumulation of these charges that it should just be thrown out. No, that's not what it is. Like you said.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I think they got his DNA for more reasons than one.
Okay.
Because it's not just for the STD. All of a sudden now, remember I said, y'all, Leah's things resurfacing again. How about we gonna get some information tied with his case? They keep saying it's pregnancy. It ain't been denied. It said pregnancy. But it didn't say confirmed if it was an abortion performed. What was the final result of this pregnancy?
And guys, I gotta agree with you. I don't see, everybody has their own prejudices naturally, whatever community, and there is just not going to be no one perfect juror that is just going to be able to check every single box. And so you're going to get people on this jury. Hopefully they are able to weed out the weirdos and the super fans and try to get him as much of a fair, jury that they can. But that, I mean, that's going to be, can you imagine the pressure on them too? It's going to be,
It's going to be something. I mean, it's so much to consider. But the fact that, they're wanting to add these questions says a lot to me about their defense.
Yes.
you know, we're looking at everything. They're filing the motions, the letters, everything, and making an assessment as to how they're going to play this out in court. And so far, I see a lot of weak arguments. I see, you know, I don't see any real thorough work here. The government said they presented a lot of these uncharged this evidence to them back in February.
Exactly. And including the two John Does, guys, you're right. In
Exactly.
February.
So, February of this year. So, was it 2020 or this year? I think it was this year.
It was this year, February 5th. Yep.
So my thing is, did you guys not do your homework? Did you not look at the stuff? Like, they even came after the fact and filed a letter to say, we didn't know nothing about this. Well, why didn't you if you've been trying to catch up? If you've been trying to catch up all these few weeks or whatever, you should have been given all of that by now. Here's all the, I mean, I guess it's so much evidence. He probably still into the discovery, you know, from before, but.
And he thought this was 2008, where he can just not say what he don't want to say, right? Because that's his whole thing. He controls the narrative. And there's so much stuff that the only thing he was more concerned about is something coming out about boys because it would affect his image, you know, and he's more worried about his image than trying to fight this case. And I believe that he did not come forth with anything to his attorneys, including Greenberg. And if Greenberg and them found out, he ran Greenberg anyway. Greenberg, is going to do exactly what I say, you know, point blank, period. And so they, you know, the attorneys only can do so much if their defendant isn't going to be honest and cooperate with them.
And that's what was mentioned. Greenberg said that he refused to get mental help several times. Refused to do it. Basically, how can you represent your client? They're not cooperating. Like you said, he probably told them, get Hankerson, you know who's God, you're gonna do what I say and trust the process.
That's right, beautiful spirit.
Welcome back, Little Red. And yeah, those bloggers be over there making up stuff all the time. It gets worse and worse. The more we hear and the more concrete this stuff sounds in the news, these people lie.
Hey, guess what?
Go ahead. Behind. Yeah.
I believe that old Fox Dry, whatever, did throw Tricky Dicky Dave up in there and told them authorities. She the one got the defense fund. I gave all my donations to her.
You know what? When they went to reading the uncharged acts, it was so funny when the bloggers were like, I can't read this anymore, guys. I'm not reading it anymore. That's enough. You're like, oh, you can't handle the truth.
Wayne is asking to hear the bell. He's like, all y'all are just preaching up here. So Queen said she heard he's going to use getting the parents' permission as defense. I swear if they use that as defense, I can't.
They're more stupid than what we thought. That's agreeing to, yes, admission. I'm a pedophile.
Yes, that's an admission. Like,
they said it's like an admission. They said that it was no denials. He posed to show text messages showing that, I was in the living room, the daddy and the mom, some of them was even employees of mine. They knew she was upstairs. I texted her, said, take your daughter some cake. Like, he gonna use that basically, like, and they said that they knew what type of superstar he was. They heard the rumors and they still brought their child.
He is still the adult.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He screwed all the way around. But remember, all his supporters, even his brother. Oh no, he never knew Aaliyah. He never met this person. He don't know none of these girls. They're all lying. They're all trying to get money. And then what comes out? Oh, I got text messages. I was talking to her mama, her daddy. I knew her uncle. I hired her brother.
Can you imagine Angelo on a stage and saying something like that? They would have to clear that courtroom out.
So she's allowing the testimony of parents, they said, of certain Jane Does, or
I don't think it was approved yet, but they said like I think it was mentioned. Plain as Jane had read that if it is allowed, the defense. That's what they said that they're gonna use. They said R. Kelly told them he could provide them the text messages showing like, oh, if it was studio time, the parent left, went to the bathroom, left child alone with me. So
I didn't
you
know
know, it's
she
like
had
it's the
responded yet. I thought that Ann still had that under advisement. Like some of
I
it was
haven't,
like,
I haven't seen anything concrete in Pacer, but I've heard other bloggers say this is admitted, this isn't. This, so I don't, and these are things I didn't hear in those recordings from the magazine articles. I didn't hear none of that from their being at the hearing, and I'm wondering where did they get this information. But actually, one of the bloggers who said it, I think they did have somebody in the overflow room, so I think he actually got that stuff from somebody.
What is this about? R. Kelly did confess with his tongue about Aaliyah, and they said not only that he'd have a church, but they do have video and audio of with things. And I'm gonna find an article that we both reshared on Twitter that it gave a lot of details, and even about the Clarice. More information and details about the two workers that was asking, was one of the babies even alive?
You know what? I'm so sick of them bringing up Angelo's name. Angelo is not in any indictments or any uncharged acts. They just need to leave that man alone.
I agree. And
I
again,
cried. My heart goes out to Azriel.
What'd you say, Miss Bella?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Kim.
Those two employees that was texting back and forth about her being left on the bus and the other baby locked in the room that hadn't ate, they didn't know she was alive. Those are the ones that's going to testify and that went to the authorities. They are the ones that brought this out, and it's way more. My heart goes out to all those victims and survivors. And Azriel endured a lot more than it's more and more coming out. And I cried like a baby and said a prayer for her. And that's literally kidnapping what he did. He kidnapped that girl from her parents and smuggled her
Isn't that
through
one of the
state lines.
charges, Beautiful Spirit? Isn't he accused of kidnapping on one of them too?
On a few of them, honey.
Yeah.
When they said the coast is clear, had the back door open, take her off the bus because ain't nobody outside.
Right.
He literally kidnapped and took her.
And stripped her out of her sister's arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Is that a part of the Mann Act charges?
Yes.
That's a part of the Mann Act.
So you got the video. So they already got the videotapes.
Yeah.
You got the boys, the videotapes. They got all this evidence they can prove. So now you need to come up with a different strategy now. So this strategy is the parents. It was okay with the parents to let you do this. That's not gonna fly.
It doesn't make it. You cannot give consent for a trafficker and a rapist. Okay, so before I get into the defense's response to the government, I'm going to show something that I got. I think I got this from Plain as Jane also. So she says she has the Jane Does, the John Does from a video they said in his sauna back in 2000, I think 6 or 7. And she plays the video on her channel. But let me see. I took a couple of screenshots. Let's see, do I have the screenshots? There's another screenshot.
Who's that person? Who is that?
That's supposed to be the real John Doe, Miss Della.
Allegedly,
one of the real John Does, and the other one was trying to hide itself, but allegedly those are both the John Does.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the other pic quick. What is going on at Spirit Airlines in the meantime? I'm looking at this picture, all these people stranded at the airport.
Yes, people out here, Vegas stranded.
They got a strike. The pilots got a strike.
Oh, it's a pilot
shortage. They had a shortage. They didn't have enough staff, and they canceled all those flights.
Oh. That's terrible.
Let me see something. Let me see if I can pull up that little video. She showed a video, and hopefully, I don't think she don't seem like a striking type, but
No, I think long as you give her, you got this from her and the shout out. From what I've seen and observed, I haven't heard that she's striking people. I haven't heard nothing about her doing that or ever done it.
Well, we okay. Hold on.
I've commented in her chat before. But yeah, I don't think that she will. Please don't do it, Planet Jane.
I'm gonna play this segment about the boy, the John Doe's, and then
okay. This is interesting.
I will put the link to this in the description. Also, okay, let me open this up. Oops. Can you see this? Is it shared or no?
Yeah, we can see it.
2016 footage, y'all.
I don't remember hitting. Okay, let me make sure. Hold on. Mm-hmm. No, this is not it. Hold on. Okay. So that's Plain as Jane. Her channel's pretty dope. I just actually found her channel. So she has a lot of subs and gets a lot of views and comments. So if you, there's pretty, this one's a longer video, but I'm just going to play the little part right now about the John Doe's.
Okay.
For y'all. Now let's get into R. Kelly in 2016 with both of the Jane Does. John Does, excuse me. Some of y'all may remember this footage, but you didn't know who these two brothers were in the sauna with him.
Bullets on your wrist for playing Jane. My mind's telling me no.
Ugh.
But my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't want to hurt nobody. There is something that I must confess. Yeah, I'm a killer in the building.
He gonna be confessing, all right.
All righty then. A lot of people didn't know. But your thoughts on John Doe 1 and 2 in the sauna in 2016. Now, there was a protest. I heard about this protest.
Oh, yeah, the protest. Might as well play the protest. So that was 2016. I was wrong. I was thinking back in 07, 06. 2016. And I don't recognize. Did you guys see those dudes? One of them kind of, I was like, did I see him on a show, on a TV show?
I don't know. The one that was holding the camera, grinning, looking like he might have been. Hey, I got him, y'all. He told the feds. See, I got him. That was the signal. That was the signal. I'm chewing the gum, looking at the camera. Got him, y'all. Told you. Right here. And he just a singing. He just a singing. What is that?
That's for Jim DeRogatis. I found a Jim DeRogatis article. I think it was this 2019, where Geronda, he said she called him and said, "They got him. They got him. They got him."
That's okay, right, baby.
So our resident, what does he call himself? Hunky porn star Peter is in the chat. Welcome back. He said he met our on the adult film set about 11 years ago. Seemed nice. Is that right? Okay. Welcome back, JC. I saw a little red. Hello to you too.
Hey, Little Red. Hey, JC.
They're trying to discredit any testimony that Azrael might give at trial. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. They said
no, you're fine. I'm sorry. So, JC, you're right. I feel she may not be a credible witness on the stand. She flip-flopped.
Well, she gave him reason for that, though. So, I mean,
yeah.
You know they're going to play that fight.
Yeah, they're gonna try to assassinate her character, as they will do all the victims. But seems that Judge Ann already wrote in one of her orders that she's not gonna allow too much of that.
I know. Lil Red said that was on TMZ. Okay, good to know. Happy. Yeah, they sure were happy. Queen said, that's what I heard from today. His defense using permission from parents as defense. Oh, that's sad. This might be a faster trial than we thought.
If he makes it.
Okay, so let's hear about, okay, so again, now before we get into the paperwork, there was a rally. We spoke on this earlier, yesterday and today. I think they said the one picture I have is really just the pot belly of the guy who is leading the rally, because I seem to be in all that I was here. Let me email that to myself. I don't even think I sent it, but I'll show y'all. But in the meantime, let's hear what the plaintiff Jane had to say.
Believe it or not, there are some R. Kelly hardcore supporters that are just they out here. They contact me all the time because they're like, oh, you need to be saying the right thing, and that's not necessarily how it went. Now they're full of facts. I cannot lie. But they try to twist the facts to kind of make him seem innocent or to just completely blame the parents and the victim. And they skip over like all of the 12 and 13-year-old sexual allegations in the tapes. You can't do that. But I want to show you about 6 or so of them showing up loud and proud for R. Kelly yesterday.
Well, that's on your wrist for playing game.
This is terrible.
Allegations what?
Child, I said, no, y'all not out there doing that. Not R. Kelly rights matter, child. I said, and the one guy got the nerve out there that got a little voice like Martin Luther King.
I can't. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that. But oh my God, that is so funny. That is hilarious. Okay,
that is crazy, God. It's actually, when you think of who he was 20 years ago, and then to look at that, it's just, this man probably could have cut all this stuff the last year if he would have came clean and said, admitted to anything. This is the result of him holding, steadfast that he thinks somewhere that he's got a chance in hell to beat this case.
Well, this person is about 7 months pregnant. What?
Oh my God.
This is the leader of the
is he wearing his McDonald's colors?
Yes. Oh God.
Oh my God.
The golden arches.
Oh, that was good.
Lady in the background, so they wearing matching t-shirts, and I think the colors are red and gold. Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Power to them, boy. You can't say they're not dedicated to the cause, man.
I wonder if they made the shade room again.
They're saying that allegations is not a conviction, but while they were saying that, he was already confessed it and said, okay, yeah, I did have encounters with Aaliyah. They claimed that he had never met the girl, let alone did any music with her, while they up there out there lying.
Yeah, he admitted it. That's what he did.
Oh my God.
Why they talking about it's just pure speculation? He just told y'all what he did.
Oh my goodness. Let's get into the prosecution. So the jury questions, those were filed on the 5th, and then following that on the 6th, this was filed from the defense. Dear Judge Donnelly, on August 3rd, 2021, the court partially ruled on the government's motion in limine to admit certain uncharged acts. The reserved ruling on the uncharged acts as to Jane Doe 7, Jane Doe 9, Jane Doe 11, Jane Doe 12, and Jane Doe 14 and 15. Geez. It should be noted that they were only recently disclosed by the government. Now, this comes after the government already filed a thing to say we gave them this in February, but here they are. So I guess they're being more specific because the government said most of it. They didn't say all. So counsel for Mr. Kelly respectfully submits the following opposition to the remaining uncharged acts in the government's motion in limine. Uncharged acts as to Jane Doe 11 and Jane Doe 12 should be excluded, they're saying. When a person settles a civil case, there should not be an adverse inference drawn from the settlement. So they're like, we paid them bitches off. We should not be having to have them testify also. They already took the money. Is that not admission of guilt?
God said we paid them bitches off.
Well, that's what they're saying. We already paid these bitches. The hell?
Oh my God.
Kelly was like, yes, that's the Call America cash and check, yes, Your Honor. Yeah, I don't think I paid her. If I did, I don't recall, but I know that one without a shadow of a doubt. You see, I put my little dishes right there. Yeah, my little signature.
So basically, Goddess, they done paid him off, which is almost showing that he's guilty. So how can you put this admission of guilt when I done paid these bitches off?
It isn't the guilt admission as an argument. That is insane. I've never seen that before. I ain't seen it all either, so I can't say that.
Is it true that he fell asleep in court the other day?
Yes. Yes. That
Who the
is
hell
true.
snores when their life is on the line?
I guess they trying to say he ain't getting no sleep and he feels most comfortable in a courtroom. Okay, so Hazel E's asking, wait, so R. Kelly admitted to Aaliyah stuff. When was this? I thought you were here on Wednesday. Didn't we talk about that? It wasn't. It was his attorneys. His attorney, as Farinella, Farinella is the one that slipped up. He slipped up with a. So we're gonna. So are you gonna admit the sexual contact between R. Kelly, Aaliyah, Jane Doe number 1 and your client? Yeah. Or what did he say? Are you gonna contest it? She said, and he said no. And then the government, well, they said he took a deep sigh. No, we're not. So then the government comes in like, well, wait a minute. You're not even going to contest the fact that she was 12 to 15 years old, 14 years old at the time. Yeah, we're going to dispute, but we're not ready to concede that just yet. Like, they got something up their sleeve. They're really just trying to get this thing done so they can appeal. I'm telling you, I think they're working on the appeal.
Yeah. That's why they're getting all right stuff in the court doc, right?
And they said, and that's when the prosecutors said, and you're not gonna deny. Let's not forget this video right here. How you gonna explain that?
And what about this? And what about that? And what about this semen? And what about that? And what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And what about that?
What about that? And what about this? Hey, what about that? Yeah, what about this? Hey.
Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead. Finish that song up for us.
It was confirmed that Aaliyah was 12. She and some other few girls was 12 when they first initially met him. He was 13 barely when he actually had sex with her and with other young ladies.
Yeah, we read that previous live. Yeah, so,
that's disgusting.
But see, I noticed the prosecutors are saying pregnancy, but they said it's rumored an abortion was performed by some employees of his, but it's conflicting because other employees says that they don't know if it was one ever done. They don't know.
Let me find out Lee out here performing abortions with her damn tongue.
Well, they got two physicians that's gonna take the stand. They do have two two physicians that's gonna take a stand.
I'm just about sick to my stomach. You know, some girls at 12 haven't even started their you know what yet. Their monthly.
Yeah.
This
Flow
is just
gel.
making me sick.
I think the physicians are expert witnesses, if I'm not mistaken, but not specific to any of the Jane Does. But I guess we'll see. I know that a couple of the information was submitted for both sides because each side has their expert. The government has more than the defense, though. Okay, let's finish reading this about the settlement. So they do go on to try to explain themselves. There are many reasons why parties settle civil cases, even if they are perceived as frivolous. There is practical value in reaching a settlement, and that there is guaranteed outcome, and the matter is resolved. Wow. Okay. To make references to these settlements only for the purposes of trying to prove that Mr. Kelly is guilty undermines FRE 403, and this use of settlements should not be permitted. Additionally, Jane Doe 12 is deceased, and any evidence that cannot be authenticated by her should be excluded. In the alternative, the court should include a jury instruction with regards to the settlements in the civil cases. Jane Doe. Okay, so are they referring to, is this a different numbering of the Jane Does that they're talking about, or is this a different Jane Doe that they're talking about? Because I remember reading something about somebody else being deceased before.
Yeah,
Right. There's two that are deceased, guys. You're right. Yeah.
We might be three if you really think about it, y'all.
Well, we know, and Greg Landfair, let's not forget about him, which do we yet know how he died? I'm waiting to find out how this man died. Because it's suspect to me that he dies right before the trial. Yeah. Even though his testimony is documented for the grand jury, still, he was needed. He was needed a long time ago, but he just really failed everybody and couldn't even do nothing before he left. Dang, man.
Well, that Barry Hankerson is ill. He didn't have a stroke and stuff. Returned to his Atlanta home with his horses and sheep on his property. And
he looked like he close to deceased, but
he done made Jomo, to oversee everything, like he getting his affairs in order. For all we know, he might not be releasing no music at all. It might be another teaser because it seems like he does deals with people about the music, take the money and then flip it because he'll take it out of whatever the paperwork does. And he goes on and on. He lucky ain't nobody murdered him by now. But it's all this ain't coming out during the same week, same day, same month. But no, that book, Hankerson and nothing. We don't know. Maybe they made him do a public appearance. You gonna get in here, and then after that, you gotta come sit in the cell.
Uncharged acts. Let's go on to the next thing. Uncharged acts as to Jane Doe 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, and 15, and employee number 1 should be excluded.
Just that sentence alone, God, is just ridiculous. Like
I know, right? That's what I was thinking when I was reading the other list of Jane Does. Like, I had to stop. Like, is this real? Like,
I know
this is crazy. This is insane. Period. Like, I don't care how much I would have loved this man's music or whatever the case, or been a super fan or whatever. If I'm knowing and hearing this stuff, reading this stuff, I'm gonna take a back seat to. I'm not going to be in chats and doing videos like defending this. How can you defend this from an armchair with your heart and soul, your time? You're making flights, taking flights, paying money for this, that, $300 for transcripts, this, that, and the other. I mean, oh, Lordy. All right. It says the evidence of the remaining uncharged acts the government seeks to introduce as evidence should be precluded. The Court of Appeals has repeatedly upheld rulings by district courts on the admissibility of uncharged crime evidence, but its decisions do not dictate what district courts must or even should do in a particular case. Instead, they hold that a particular ruling either was or was not an abuse of discretion, and they give the statutes. This court is a gatekeeper. It retains a wide latitude to exclude irrelevant or some cumulative evidence. They go on to cite another case law, as well as evidence that is unduly prejudicial under 403, Rule 403's balancing standard. They go on to explain all the details and whatnot. So I don't want to get into all that right now. This Saturday night.
I know Judge Ann get pissed off reading this letter and telling her how the hell her rules are in her damn courtroom, like she don't know this, you know?
Well, but they have to, they got to do their due diligence.
Right,
the government
is
probably rolling their eyes on it, but I mean, they got to do something, I guess. The government has asserted that the uncharged crime evidence shows the existence, purpose, and means of and methods of the charged enterprise, the relationship of trust between the members, and that is necessarily background or inextricably intertwined with the charged offenses. This standard is difficult to counter. However, based on the government's case, the government has a plethora of other evidence to use and present to the jury. Indeed, the government never contends that the uncharged crimes are necessary to fill any gaps in its case or shore up any perceived weakness. Therefore, only purpose for this evidence is to further pile on using the excessive amounts of unnecessary evidence to sway the jury as to Mr. Kelly's guilt solely based on the sheer volume of such evidence. Additionally, this evidence is cumulative and unnecessary to the government's case. Under such circumstances, the court should not permit evidence of uncharged offenses that will suggest the defendant's propensity to commit serious crimes and serve to alleviate jurors' doubts as to his guilt of the charged offenses. So they're basically saying, y'all are just piling on. It's not even necessary. They got enough evidence. They got enough. Like I have never in my life.
I guess they're saying, like, in other words, if any juror got any kind of doubt, it could possibly, maybe it wasn't him. Well, it was him here. What more do you need? We got unlimited, just abundance of evidence to show, yes, this is him. Repeatedly. We got more than what you need. We got more than what you need.
Remember, this is the defense saying that the government doesn't need to be doing this. They don't need this. So they're the ones saying they got enough evidence. There's too much, it's enough. The jurors are gonna, you already got so
like
y'all trying to prejudice our client because y'all got so much now. It's such an exorbitant amount. Y'all just piling it on, and it's really not proving anything now. That's what But basically, the government saying, like Beautiful Spirit said, what you want? We're gonna make sure that he ain't gonna walk out of here.
That's what that undercover Fed agent said. Though that lifetime, he said we go hit him from all angles. This time, he ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. It says the government. It goes on to say the government has done nothing more than stitch together a series of events spanning over 3 decades in an attempt to create an irrefutable mirage of guilt as to Mr. Kelly, which will make it impossible for him to receive a fair trial. They still crying that he can't receive a fair trial, though trial is finna start. Like, what's the point of saying that? The only purpose for this evidence is to show guilt, which is severely prejudicial. Isn't that what their job is?
Yeah.
They have to show this it's on the prosecution to prove guilt. Like, they have to. What do you expect them to do?
Their job is to prove that he ain't guilty. But I guess they
need to prove reasonable. All they got to do is prove reasonable doubt. So of course that's what they have to do. It goes on to say the alleged events the government has stringed together to establish this bogus enterprise are independent events, and there is nothing unique or distinct about these independent personal relationships. Are you kidding me? Ah! Okay. I can't. This is crazy to me. It is a certainty that if the government is permitted to introduce these uncharged acts, that it will confuse the jury and Mr. Kelly will be deprived of his right to a fair trial. How's it going to confuse the jury when it's in line with everything else that he has done, that they have proof of? This is proof. It's called evidence. Why are you going to just say, oh, they don't need this? You're going to confuse the jury. Well, you need to pick you need a jury who can string 2 thoughts together without passing out. I mean, what is the problem here? This is insane to me. Okay, so that's the end of this. This for the foregoing reasons, Mr. Kelly respectfully asked this court to limit the government's presentation of uncharged acts evidence by not permitting the remaining uncharged acts to be used at the trial by the government. At the least, a hearing should be held before any of the remaining uncharged acts are ruled admissible. So they want another hearing. I thought the last hearing was the final one before trial, but they still want a hearing. They still want to keep going with the hearings, where the government will be required to articulate a specific theory of relevance for each uncharged act. Did they not submit 55 pages of explanation?
That's right, guys. They now the defense is looking like they don't even know what to say that. They gave you each itemized alleged victim.
Yeah, and the
description. That's right.
Exactly, with the Jane Doe and the John Does. Are you kidding me right now? I know, T. If I definitely would be pissed off if I was a judge reading this. Defense counsel will then be able to urge exclusion on Rule 403 grounds. Okay, this is Nicole Blank Becker and Thomas Farinelli. So Tricky Nikki and Farinella drew up this piece of shit document to throw people off. I mean, they just don't. It's not even to throw people off. It's just bullshit. It's like it's nothing substantial here, in my opinion. Nothing.
Exactly.
Let me go on the chat. What y'all talking about? I believe Aaliyah was 12. Yeah, they said, that was, where did we see that? That came out, that somebody spoke on that. Oh, I played that video where one of the enabler's husbands at the time, or one of the people in the camp, admitted that it was before the album came out when they was messing around.
That's
I know. I agree with you. I feel disgusted too. Aaliyah was a minor. Her parents had to sign for the annulment, so they had to be a part of that case and settlement, and mom is still alive. Yeah. Imagine what the mom is going through at this point. Not speaking to her brother at all. Your daughter's gone. Your husband's gone. Oh, so Daddy's Girl said Greg Lamphere had a heart attack. Still suspect. I watched too many movies. Get a heart attack in a bottle.
Suspicious.
It was in his obituary. Where can I find that? Somebody send me that. Email it to me or something, please.
You know, it's heartbreaking that they was giving him a shout out at that man's funeral stuff. Because to me, that speaks a lot of volume that the family still stands with him, knowing what he did to that girl.
Yeah, I had read too, Goddess, that he had it was his heart that gave out. And I think he had diabetes too. You know, he was real overweight. I'm gonna see if I can find that for you.
Yeah, he was overweight. He definitely wasn't in the best of health. I wouldn't want a jury to look at all this as draining. You know what? It's interesting you say that, Queen, because I didn't even go through the jury questionnaire stuff and because honestly, it was so much. And I was like, this jury is going to have to be dang rocket scientists, the way they've got this thing set up. Like, it is a lot. And I can see, that's why I'm hoping they have people with mental strength, because I can see people giving up oh God, leave the man alone. It's too much. There's people do think like that. People get overwhelmed with information and then they turn off. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to even, especially when the information is so sick and twisted. They don't want to look at it.
Yeah, but they're not going to let him go. They ain't going to say, oh, well, okay, let's dismiss it. No, they will not. The piper has to pay.
Well, hopefully, that's the whole point. We don't know what the jury gonna do. The whole, hopefully they don't. Hopefully they have enough sense and they pick the right people. That's what we need. That's why I said they need to hook them up to lie detectors answering these questionnaires.
Hopefully, I take it that the defense saying, hell, we can't even handle but so much of you and evidence. I know they ain't gonna be able to handle it. Come on now.
That's
Okay,
a good point, beautiful spirit.
Yes. Queen says, so I thought he ain't know some of them was paid off. It was done behind his back. Yeah. He knew about all the payouts. He paid it. Where it come from? So what he yeah, he just gonna give somebody 250,000 without an explanation. Okay.
No, what he said out of his own mouth, he ain't never letting it go. He hires himself.
My email's in the chat, Daddy's girl. Thank you. So, oh, she's gonna send that bitch Barry. All right.
Oh, I thought you said, oh, she gonna send that bitch to me.
She gonna send what?
It sounded like you said, oh, she gonna send that bitch to me.
Oh, no, not on the live at least.
It sounded like it. Wish she do. Thank you.
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna say yes. Shout out to you.
No, not today. I didn't address the two documents that were filed by the government on the 2nd either, but these are responses to the defense. So, they came up with their motions in limine. The defense came back with their little weak argument, and then now they came back with like final responses. I'd say, let's see, 4 pages on one and 8 pages on the other. So they didn't duplicate their responses like the defense did. One thing I can say about these feds, they're pretty dang thorough. You can't say they're not. Let's see. I'm just looking through this to see if there's anything interesting enough, because I'm honestly, all the work I do just on a personal note throughout the week. Last thing I'm trying to do is sit in front of some dang documents on a Saturday night. But that's why I think Wednesday or Kelly night, because during the week, and it's work.
Miss Della, you still with us?
No.
Okay.
Okay, back to sleep. So I'm just looking at the footnote of the one document. So this is the government writes in reply to the defendant's response in opposition to the government's motion in limine to admit other acts. They say, first, all the other acts evidence the government seeks to offer is admissible as direct evidence of the charged racketeering offense, a fact that defendant fails to mention in his response, and therefore the notice provisions of Rule 404B of the Federal Rules of Evidence do not apply. So they try to come up with something and they don't even apply. They're like, get that out of here. No, we already gave that information. It doesn't fit. So they grant the motions. Let's see. Significantly, as set forth in the government's memorandum in support of its motion to admit certain other acts of evidence, a racketeering offense is not limited to just the enumerated racketeering acts. Rather, it is a combination of both the activity of the enterprise and evidence of the pattern of racketeering, demonstrating that the defendant's conduct is interrelated and that there is continuity or a threat of continuity, often through the presentation of uncharged other acts. Like, it seems to be common sense to me what the other acts are. Like, uncharged acts are supportive evidence, supportive argument to the indictment. What, but again, they said it's piling on. It's, it's not fair. The jury's going to look at him prejudicially and all this stuff. Like, the jury's supposed to look at him. They want the jury to see R. Kelly, the performer, the singer, and not the criminal. I'm very curious to see what they're going to dress him up like. Are they going to dress him up in stage costume? Can you imagine he get up there and all the glitter and all the little shit he wears on stage? jackets with the spikes all on it. Maybe he'll have a microphone attached to his hand as a prop.
He's gonna be embarrassed because he's gained so much weight that it's gonna be shocking. Shocking to his fans.
He's gonna be like, no, I didn't do it. I said no, I didn't do it. Oh, he's gonna be up. I'm telling you.
He's gonna do that song. I admit.
He better add another verse to that and admit the real truth.
He's still trying to be manipulating, trying to think that he's gonna get sympathy, and he's just gonna break Judge Ann Donnelly heart, so he can slide and be 3 knocks at the door. No, you're gonna be in that 3x6 cell. That's what you're gonna be.
I know one thing. If he lose it like he did when Robert,
they gonna
I can't. Robert, I don't want you to just get on and rail at the camera, Robert. We have to focus, Robert. If he start that emotional tirade, I got 30 years, it's gonna be over.
Is that camera?
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna come back with a guilty verdict before the trial is even over. The jury's gonna come back and say give the judge order. The judge is like, well, okay, we're in day 4 of this trial, and the jury's come. What is this? What is this? The jury's giving me? What?
No, guilty.
Oh, they give him a guilty verdict. The trial's not even over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We can't.
We haven't even introduced evidence. It's only been the opening statements.
Shit, they didn't even show up. They didn't even show up to the next day. They like, I'm done. I can't. He's guilty.
I wonder if his initial suicide pact is him, Barry Hankerson, and somebody else. What if he don't make it to trial? Why is Hankerson come crawling out from a rock all of a sudden? He made subliminal messages like he in it for life with that satanic stuff. He in it for life.
Oh, I didn't see it, so I'm taking a second. Okay. Queen said, I hope he don't do that breakdown hollering and stuff like he did. Oh yeah, that's what you just said too. Thomas Reese, welcome back. Okay, you know what? Let me just pull this because this actually has some information in there.
He jump up, they're gonna have a firing squad ready for his ass.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Right, they tell him to put. Look, they tell him to put this. They tell him to put this suit on. We got this suit made for you. Go put this suit on. And this fool is. Don't give him the tie. Don't give him the tie.
Right.
I meant to tell y'all. Did y'all catch how Barry Hankerson flinched when he mentioned the king? When he said that.
I mean, yeah, he looked weird in general to me. So,
yeah,
he on that Adachrome.
What is that?
Hey, what if? Hey, y'all.
What is Adachrome, beautiful spirit?
It's some stuff that them elite people, them group of people be into with the rituals.
What does it do? Is it a drug or something?
Allegedly, like drinking blood and stuff, whatever, to stay young.
No.
That youth serum.
Yeah, youth serum. That's why their eyes look like they like, how some alcoholics eyes be red sometimes. Look at the royal family. Them like, oh Lord, like vampires or something. It's like vampires.
They say they're all reptiles with face. Yeah.
But I wanted to know, what if Barry Hankerson came out? What if his immunity or plea deal with the feds was, I give you that I confirmed that it was the pregnancy and I know where the baby is at, and get the DNA and match if you think I'm lying. Just let me go out and get the last coin. And I'm going to go live on my property in Atlanta and live the rest of them because I only got a few days to live. Like when Ed Jensen gave his confession. They said he ain't been on that Atlanta home and property in years.
For some reason, this document is not in the Pacer thing. I got it from there. Let me. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong date. That's why. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Apply to respond. Oh, this one says. Oh yeah, this is the under seal. It's 157 items in this thing.
Wow.
Wow.
You know the judge approved the transcripts. Yeah, y'all knew that, I'm sure. Heard that already.
Yeah. Yeah. And that speaks to the level that, I feel like that's a play on the appeal so that they can say he don't have any money. Because come on now, he can't get copies.
Well, if he can't read and write, what he need him for anyway?
That's a tactic. I feel like that's just a tactic for them to get get some empathy.
Right.
Yeah. Your Honor, he doing so bad, he ain't got no clothes to wear. Jail suits ain't even fitting him no more. You see him, look at him. Can't even afford the damn paperwork printed out.
Oh, Lord. Help us, Jesus.
Okay,
like we doing itself. Hell no.
Little Ray said he looked like a 90-year-old. I still feel like he looked like he had more juice than what I thought he would look like. Like he was a little more vibrant. You know what I'm saying? Like he took a shot or something. Like, I don't know.
They probably had him doped up. That's why he was snoring in trial. I mean,
judge gonna be like, sit your ass down.
If she saw that Gail interview, she gonna say, make sure y'all give him a shot now. I'll put him in here.
Okay. Yeah, baby.
Okay, so here we go. All right. Oh, the heck? This thing is. I thought I lost y'all. Okay. So this is that government response filed on the 2nd to the defense's response to them. But I wanted to see some of the stuff is actually interesting. This thing says, so I was reading from this before, I just put it on the screen, but nor is there any merit to the defendant's allegations that there is no evidence supporting sexual activity between the defendant and Jane Doe number 1 while she was a minor. And then in quotes, it says, there's absolutely no physical proof nor circumstantial proof that any of these allegations put forth by the government are true. So they're quoting what the defense had said to them. They go on to say a witness 1 will testify that the defendant admitted to him that based on information the defendant obtained from Jane Doe number 1, the defendant believed Jane Doe number 1 was pregnant by him. In addition, witness number 1 will testify that based on the defendant's statements and demeanor, he believed that the defendant was the individual who impregnated Jane Doe number 1, including because the defendant admitted that he, the defendant, was advised that he would need to marry Jane Doe number 1 to escape prosecution. I wonder who's giving him that advice. Who was telling him that?
Bubba.
Or was it Barry?
Barry,
like you gotta bury my niece.
Yep.
Many of these admissions were made just before witness number 1 helped the defendant arrange an unplanned flight to return to Chicago while the defendant was on tour in another state to secretly marry Jane Doe 1. In addition, another witness, Jane Doe number 7, will testify that she saw the defendant engaged in sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1 in or about 1992 when number 1 was just 13 years old. Jane Doe number 5 will also testify that the defendant admitted to her that he married Jane Doe number 1 when she was 15 years old because she was pregnant and he wanted to be protected by law if he were married. He apparently believed that spousal privilege would preclude Jane Doe number 1 from testifying against him. The evidence is also not barred by Rule 403, as the defendant argues. Damn. Ay, ay, ay. I knew you were talking about Barry. I knew you were talking about old Barry. Scary Barry. That's what I'm gonna start calling his ass.
Yes. Freddie Scary Barry. Oh, Lord. see, Freddy Krueger used to come to the kids in their dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that movie, The Candyman, coming out in a week or two. They say
I don't mess with that. I don't mess with that.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna say Barry Hankerson 5 times real quick. Barry Hankerson.
Did you hear Hankerson how he talked when he said, "Oh, we found out not only did the kids need to hear the music, they had to see it, the video, and it worked. It worked. They even start buying the clothes like it did.
That sounds like he cast a spell.
Yeah. Not only did the kids need to hear it, we found out they wanted to see it. Like that's how we hypnotized them, y'all. It worked. We had all the kids everywhere we went. That's messed up.
Wayne's like, ring that damn bell. All right, there you go. Okay. I'm just looking at this paperwork because I'm trying to see if anything else is. That was a little bit juicy right there. Okay.
I think they got a secret tattoo. They clothes that they belong to, as far as Hankerson them in the inner part of their lip. I had a vision of that.
In the inner part of the what? Just say beautiful spirit. On the inner part
in
of the what?
inside of their mouth, the inner part of
oh,
yeah, like
they
stamp them. All coats get branded. The people.
Right. That man that they got like 100 and some years with the white girls, the NBDX whatever. They had all them had brands by their wombs on his initials.
That man, they got life. That leader of that cult.
Yeah. Because guess what? A lot of them that's knee deep, even though they ain't turned on each other. You think about it, Demetrius Smith said if he could walk into jail or the pits of hell and hold R. Kelly hand, he would. They all tied to each other like
he said, what now? If he could order a piece of hell, what now?
And he said if he could hold R. Kelly's hand, he felt so sorry for him that he would. Like, but it seems like it would be on the inner part of their mouth somewhere because they mean like we'll forever be silent to take this to our grave. And we not
have mercy.
You know, I was reading that article that Dominique did with Jim DeRogatis. It was an article in what was that? I pulled it up because I was looking for something else and it came up. The New Yorker, I think. And I read it. And it was just to read it again. She said kind of the same thing. On one hand, she was saying he's the devil. He's, you know, he did all this stuff to her. But then on the other hand, no, not jail for him. He just needs some help. And, you know, she still loved him. Like it was just this conflict of emotions when it came to him.
I noticed that too, Goddess.
A lot of them said that. They said, and they all would say, just look at those eyes. The few of them
that's
said that.
That's like that Stockholm, what do they call it? That they're Stockholm so twisted. Yeah.
She did say something about his eyes. She said when she saw the interview, I think that Gayle King interview, she said, I saw that look in his eyes. But she said he changed when he moved to Atlanta. She said when he moved to Atlanta, things changed. And the thing about Atlanta is that ring, that black women, you know, a lot of black women missing in Atlanta. I just say that because I have strong beliefs that this is bigger than just him and that there's more to it. There's so much.
He's like the fall guy. They lifted the protection off of him and the veil off of him, and he was cut out. So he's taking the fall, and it's gonna stop with him because the protection is around the rest of them. But he obviously went against that veil of protection, what they told him he was allowed to and to not do.
Broke the rules. He broke the rules, child. Broke the rules.
Hey, allegedly, Clyde Davis was mob tied and the biggest industry dope dealer. White man. Cartel and the witches and stuff in Atlanta, the headquarters.
Yeah, Atlanta is the headquarters of that shit. Okay, there's only a page. There's like a page left of this. I'm gonna read some more. It says, in addition, another witness, Jane Doe number 7. Oh no, I read that part. Okay, let me go down. The evidence not is also not barred. Okay, I read that. Okay, where is this coming from? Right here. Okay, so this says, finally, the defendant's claim. Where is the rest of this sentence at? Hold on. Okay, I don't know. It's just, I'll start in the middle of it. Given the nature of the allegations is similar to other allegations contained in the indictment, including that the defendant had sexual contact with Jane Doe number 4 when she was just 16 years old. And in any event, while the evidence of the defendant's sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1 may be prejudicial, it is not unfairly so. To the contrary, it is extremely probative of the reasons for which the defendant engaged in the alleged bribery scheme in the first place. Ooh, okay. So Jane Doe number 1, they're saying is, wow. They're putting that. So yeah, it all started. That's crazy how it just, people think because it was so long ago that it's just going to get dropped. He probably thought, oh, that's done. Oh, I got away with that.
Yeah. I felt like he had this statute of limitations, but that RICO racketeering, that conspiracy is on his ass.
And the laws changed too. You know,
That's right.
Didn't anticipate new laws coming into play.
Right.
And then the final paragraph here. Finally, the defendants claim that he does not know the identities of Jane Doe number 7 to Jane Doe 20 or John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2 similarly falls flat. First, in its 3500 material and Rule 16 disclosures, the government has provided the full identities of several of these individuals and has provided sufficient detail about them. So they know that fool knows who these people are. That right. It is difficult to fathom that the defendant and his counsel do not readily know many of their identities. Yeah, he knows these people. Even assuming that the defendant does not know most of their identities, an assumption the government finds difficult to credit, the government provided detailed descriptions of their allegations against the defendant in his initial production of 3500 material, giving the defendant a more than sufficient opportunity to prepare its defense. They want them to prepare. They're like, bring it. That's how I felt when Joe was on here the other day. I want somebody to come on here and challenge some of the stuff we're saying and give us their perspective. Right. You know, that's what the government is doing too. Like, bring your best. Bring it, because we got all this and we need to make sure that this is a fair fight.
Right.
Allegedly, Cheryl Mack supposed to be on that witness stand too. She provided a lot.
She is on the witness stand. I thought we knew that already. Cheryl Mack, London on the Tracks.
Yeah.
Because she had storage units and condos and tickets and stuff booked for.
She been talked to the Fed.
I did a video back when, and it's something about enablers. It says in the title something about the enablers. Right. I'm telling you, people are in that video. It's a 2-year-old video.
Yeah.
So these people ain't changed. That. All right. It says
McDonald's.
Okay, it continues. Moreover, upon receiving the defendant's opposition motion, the government has now also provided a list of the identities to the defendant. So no more of that bullshit about, oh, he don't even know who they are. Oh, they don't even want to tell who they are because they making this up.
He lied to his own attorneys, child, trying to cover.
Yeah, I don't know who them people are. They lied. Meantime, everything came out of his phone. I mean,
exactly. Exactly.
It says, notably, at this time, at no time did the defense ask for their identities, requested the identities of Jane Doe 2 and Jane Doe 3. Wait, okay, I misread that. Notably, at no time did the defense ask for their identities. That had they asked, the government would have readily provided their names when the defense requested the identities of Jane Doe 2 and 3. And then furthermore, the government did provide the name of Jane Doe 1 and the names of the lawyers representing many of the individuals discussed in the government's motion regarding the other acts evidence in a letter to defense counsel dated February 5th, 2021, upon production of the initial 3500 material further showing that at no time the government was intending to conceal their identities. And that's interesting to me too, because that other blogger, that Dry Fox over there, said, and what about in February when the judge told them to get the 3,500 materials? They didn't even do it. And she gave all these consequences. Let's see what she's going to do about it. Well, you did all that digging up of stuff for nothing because they did provide the information. Of course, the government's not going to let these deadlines slip by. They're not going to give any excuse or reason for fault of their own for him to get out of this. Like,
exactly.
They are ahead of the game, baby. Believe that.
It reminds me of when the defense did their first response to the before the government dropped the uncharged acts. All the bloggers and the supporters were like, "See, guys, see, we're winning. They're ready. Oh, I love these attorneys." Then the government dropped that damn 50-some page uncharged acts, and they have to do that.
And then it was, I don't feel good, guys. You didn't give me
I can't read it. I can't read anymore.
I'm out of here.
And then you got the other little short sawed off one going, I ain't got to read no paperwork, right? I'm talking about Angelo, you know, like what the hell?
I got the tea. I
debunk lies. How you gonna debunk lies when you don't have no damn facts? Shit.
You debunking your own lies because you're the only one telling them. Like, come on.
Guess what? The reason why I say a tattoo, y'all, because Bubba had a tattoo shop for when he was a young man with R. Kelly.
He still got it, sis. He still owns it.
That's why I say that. You know how they do initiation and shit stuff and carrying on.
We still
I
agree
with Lil Red on this comment. Greenberg had checked out over a year ago when RSK wasn't talking deal. Yeah. I agree. He's like that stubborn bitch. Like, damn it. Like, I'm just gonna write all this fame off of this fool because he ain't gonna win this.
No, but Greenberg's seen them 3,500 materials and Kel wouldn't take no plea. You're right, Lil Red, right. He checked the fuck out because he knew ain't no way.
With Vinny on Court TV, Vinny said, well, what are the chances 1 through 10 of you winning this case for Robert Sylvester Kelly? He said a 12.
Oh, that reminds me too. I had another thing I wanted to play, a new clip on this because Kenyatta Barnes spoke on this video.
That name sounds familiar.
The Time's Up movement organizer.
Okay,
hold on. Let me get that up real quick. There's this other document too. It's 8 pages, but I ain't reading no more. I can't. But I will.
Yeah, it's 1:45 in the morning.
When we come back on Wednesday, we will pick it up with that. And let me just, that news clip is only like 2 minutes. So let me just.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, got it.
She said it's 2:00 in the morning. I got to go to bed. But then
I'm not gonna do the R. Kelly in court now. That's the story.
Okay,
Miss Della, you here?
No.
She was ready for that one, that answer. She had her hand on the mic for that one. Like, they can't do that to me.
Miss Della is the judge, child. Miss Della just sit there and listen to everything and comment when she wants. That's the judge.
You're absolutely right. I'm enjoying myself. I'm listening, and if I feel I need to jump in, I'll jump in. But you guys are doing a remarkable job.
Aww. Show us with that Cash App. You know she does super chat. Show us with that super chat. So let's put that super chat. Hey. Okay. Yeah, it's late. Super. Okay, here's a little news clip. It's only 3 minutes, but I like the way they word it. Like even the way it starts out. If you just listen, it's funny.
Unfortunately, Aaliyah's legacy is forever tied to R. Kelly, whose sex trafficking trial begins Monday in Brooklyn. And
Did you catch that shade? Unfortunately,
Yes.
Aaliyah is forever tied to R. Kelly.
To his legacy, he threw.
Yeah.
That his illegal marriage to her will actually be used as evidence.
In the upcoming trial, Aaliyah is referred to as Jane Doe number one. By the way, all of the women are anonymous in the trial, all 6 of them. And as many of you know, R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was just 15. He was 27. According to the marriage license filed in Illinois, they lied about her age, saying she was 18. And the real point here, the sticking point here, is he also apparently, R. Kelly, worked with a government employee in Illinois to get a fake ID so the marriage could happen, paying a government employee to get the fake ID. And that's where the sticking point, I think, will come out and will be discussed within the trial. We know that he's facing multiple accusations, and the trial starts on Monday in terms of the very beginning stages, but then we're going to see testimony a little bit later in the month. This is happening out of New York in a U.S. court in New York. And, I think a lot of folks remember that hashtag Mute R. Kelly. We have sound, I believe, from the founder of that, because this was all over social media after, of course, we know that the documentary came out talking about those who survived R. Kelly. Let's take a listen to this.
There was a paradigm shift in how we were talking about R. Kelly. It was no longer the joking that we saw with Dave Chappelle and Aaron McGruer. It was now, hey, these are young girls. Most of them were underage. Majority of them were Black. And what was happening here? And why is it that the sexual violence of Black girls, especially poor Black girls, a joke? And so we started not only calling him out and holding him accountable, we started holding the community accountable too.
Spanned from 1994 to 2018. He has pleaded not guilty. Again, the testimony will begin later this month on August 18th. He faces charges in a U.S. court in Brooklyn for racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor. In 2019, with the docu-series, which was called Surviving R. Kelly, that renewed the focus, as she was mentioning, about the accusations and really bringing it to light. And we had more folks speaking out about it. Remember the family members who were speaking out saying, I don't know where my daughter is.
Trying to get them free, saying they've been ostracized from them, held captive, and he's denied all of this. And the trial's been a little messy. He keeps switching lawyers. He keeps trying to get out on bond, getting released, getting something, and they keep denying him, which I believe is a good thing. But there's been.
I was gonna say this guy is not a fan. That's for sure. I've never heard. That's good. Good stuff.
I agree.
Surrounding this case, and of course, we're going to be live next week talking about it, and I'm sure Candace Kelly breaking down some of the trial details as well.
Absolutely. You know what they say? Whatever happens in the dark.
She gave him the whatever happens in the dark. You know what? This real quick, this little piece. Let's see. This is
poor Black girls, a joke. And so we started not only calling
where's that one little
out
scene?
and holding him accountable, we started holding the community accountable.
2018, he has pleaded not.
Okay, you see the guy behind him?
Yeah.
You think he's gonna be on the stand? Look at his face. He's like,
and where? Hey, Goddess, where's his sisters at? Where's his sisters?
Oh yeah, where are the sisters? The fake sisters, we used to call them.
Right.
Remember that era of YouTube where the sisters were a big part of the story?
With Dr. Carolina and Phases? Where are the sisters at?
Well, they gone too.
Boy,
that's interesting, isn't it? They didn't even look alike like they were sisters, let alone look like they were his sisters.
The one looked like a drag strong face. Oh, we sort of flew in big, deep voice and stuff. She might have been one of the madams and the house sitters, handlers.
And both of them are not trying to sing, trying to start their music career at age 65.
Okay. Thank
You know
you,
what?
Miss Alice. Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I wonder where they at. Oh, where is sister do DNA? That was that. See, his supporters can thank themselves for him being. Don't forget now, when they picking the jurors, he can't even see them. He gonna have some kind of partition up around him.
Yeah, those sisters are probably gonna be in that overflow room. I don't know. I have a feeling they're still creeping behind the scenes doing stuff somehow. Yeah. And what about Levi? Queen said, where's any of his family? I think Levi's been pretty much outed as not his cousin at this point. But that's another thing. He was all over the front lines of this thing. Where'd he go? You think they tapped on his shoulder too?
Yeah, them indictments started dropping, and somebody said Dr. Rice Simone came out and said something yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I just went to thinking about that again. How are they going to have him positioned? I guess the artist will draw that picture for us when they're selecting the jury, and he can't even see them.
I don't think artists can draw pictures either because they're not supposed to, they're supposed to be anonymous to the public.
Right. Not of the jury, but I mean of the courtroom. Like, they're going to have to draw a picture of him and Judge Ann and the lawyers.
Yeah, we're gonna get daily drawings on him, I think.
Okay. I'm curious of what kind of partition they're gonna have up around him. That alone is enough for the jurors to be like, can we just turn these documents in, please? Imagine being a jury and the defendant's got a partition around him. Lord have mercy.
So yeah, I'm gonna read through this last 8-page thing, and then another thing is we didn't go through is all that jury stuff, the instructions and I think it's probably relevant at this point since they're doing jury selection next week to go through that stuff. So maybe we'll do that on Wednesday. Go through all the stuff he is going through. Maybe we should do somebody needs to be jury and then somebody needs to be attorney. We need to have somebody answer this stuff. Who wants to be a jury member and answer some the questions? We'll go through 108 questionnaire.
Oh Lord, all of us can be the jury to move us along.
Everybody be the jury. We'll see who makes it to the end. Let's do that. And whoever makes it to the end, you get the Aaliyah book. How about that? Anybody here to join the party?
All right. That sounds like a good contest.
Yeah, you finished that.
Are we good?
I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna pray for the everybody's in parties involved, from the judge to the jurors to the bailiff to the prosecutor, everybody, for their mental state, their physical health, emotional, that God give them all the strength and work to get justice for these babies. Everybody stay protected and safe. All the witnesses and victims, may they have safe travels when they get flown in if they're not already there quarantining. And nothing go left during this trial. And I just, I think it done brought it on back home, brought it back to Brooklyn. You're going to face the music.
It's interesting you say that, Kim, because the defense, you know what? That's about all they can do is try to find fault with some kind of procedural, happening for them to try to throw a mistrial or something. Because other than the defense, then those letters that Kells forced them to write that incriminates themselves, I'm sure they have some of them, but to me, that just reflects coercion, what he's charged with. Like, if he presents that as a defense, where you force them to write these letters incriminating themselves, how is that a win?
That's part of the evidence. Is some of the stuff they wrote that wasn't true. Had somebody write that wasn't true. I think it was. Well, I don't want to make names, but I want to say, with regard to what Queen said up here, I'm praying no chaos as well. To what Beautiful was saying. Imagine the overflow rooms and all the enemies in them rooms, because I know people are going to that trial.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you imagine fights breaking out at the courthouse? These people going to jail because they don't broke out into a fight, child. Always.
Um,
I'm telling you, R.
They're gonna
Kelly's
take their
energy.
behind straight to jail too, up there in New York. Let them cut up in New York if they want to.
but guess
Yeah,
They
what?
will be straight in jail.
Guess
that's what they
what?
want to do. That's what they can.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I think y'all know how sometimes. Okay, none of this is happening for no reason. With from Hankerson coming out, this book coming out before the other book, you got R. Kelly finally saying, "Yes, I met Aaliyah." You know, with certain things he already confessing, whether it's through his attorneys or not. And the month and date, certain the trial, all this stuff is happening. It ain't for no reason. It's the reason why this is happening in design order, and I'm gonna pay attention. And I think that with this Hankerson stuff, we gonna definitely keep our eyes. You know how they did Lifetime series. You know how sometimes certain shows, like how they told Dr. Oz to allow and Sister Circle, yeah, let them come on your show and interview them. Cause they need you to slip up. Cause see, they talking too much. They gonna need to have that on tape. They go over that stuff with authorities, what to take out, what to let be on shown on TV and stuff. They probably need Hankerson to get caught up in something. They knew he was gonna fall for the bait because he thinking about that money and stuff. Greed, narcissist. Then they're gonna have it. You sitting right here, homeboy. We billboards the interview for no reason. All this is recorded.
So I'm looking at this. I have a transcript right here of the initial arraignment. I think this is the arraignment back in September of 2019. This is transcript of the arraignment. Yeah. So just to remind y'all, when they were trying to, Doug Anton was in here trying to basically get the 2002 trial or 8 trial thrown out of this whole thing. Like, oh, they're just talking about old stuff and all this stuff. Well, the court, which is the judge, said, I understand this is a separate case, but when you talk about allowing your client his freedom as a practical matter, he's already in custody on another case. So even if I theoretically release him on bail in this case, he's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. So I just want to leave with that note because Judge Ann didn't have that same energy throughout this whole thing.
Yep.
And I need to get my hands on that transcript. I know USA Today reported that they had the transcript. I was reading an article from them. They had a little more information too about that hearing, but I'm like, I need that transcript. I already emailed the clerks. I'm like, I'm trying to get a couple of transcripts actually. So I guess they're overwhelmed, but I'm gonna have to make a phone call on Monday. But I mean, I'm saying. So I guess, that's pretty much it because we had 3 hours, almost 3.5 hours here. Hazel said, I finally find it eerily strange how this trial, at least, and these 2 books are happening around the 20th anniversary of her death. Yeah, the spiritual world is definitely real. Yeah.
Yeah, Aaliyah wants her story to be told and justice for all the survivors. And my heart, I do apologize. I do apologize about my dislikes towards Miss Diane. My heart just, I really do. I pray for her because my heart goes out to her. Because Hankerson, I don't know, we don't know who more dangerous now. And who learned from who? Because he probably groomed Kelly. Ain't no telling or groomed Demetrius Smith. They all, and these are dangerous people. They've been in the game a long time. Ain't no telling who else done got the baton passed to them, especially in the music industry.
I just like to say a reminder to everybody in the chat and those coming back through the replay. Please get your membership. I think the one's 99 cents, the other one's $1.99. And check out Goddess's members only video, her reading of Aaliyah and R. Kelly. It is explosive. I gotta ring the bell on it. It's explosive.
Yes, it is.
It was. Yeah, I was actually like, I was just sitting here like, oh wow, like wow. I'm gonna do the next one. I'm gonna do Barry Hankerson and some other. We're gonna just do this trial thing, keep doing this trial thing. I know some stuff came out with R. Kelly not wanting to still take responsibility, still in being in denial, wanting all this to be over, even thinking about death consistently.
Yeah,
A lot
don't
of
tell
that.
him, guys. Make him come get in there because she got.
It's an hour and a half reading or something like that. So it's a lot of information.
Yes, I say so. And let my Azriel voice, that shit was so funny to me when he was doing all that crying on that jailhouse phone. Please don't do this to me. She said, you know what? I'm so sorry you're not going to make it to trial.
She sure did say that. I was like, damn, that's cold. So blooded, but you know what? She might have been
crying like a bitch.
That girl been through a lot. She deserved to cut up about 10 more of his coat.
I'm proud of her for being that strong to stand up to him, and despite the fact that she spoke on Gayle King very publicly and said the opposite of now what she's saying now, she still didn't let that stop her. That's something about her. She has this fire in her, like
But
you
know what, Goddess? You know what? When she broke down in tears on that interview, I felt internally that she was so conflicted and that it was almost, we already knew she was being forced to say that. But when she broke down in tears, it made me realize that, this is all a facade, which we already knew.
Yeah, Gayle King picked that up. I took it like she was crying, saying, y'all gotta help me. That's crying out for help. Like I'm here. Hey, help me. Like, please. And you know what? She said, it's my daddy y'all gotta worry about. Shout out to Angelo.
Shout out Angelo.
Talking about being through a lot. I can't even imagine.
I cried reading that article. That baby endured more than what we know, and that still ain't all of it. And the other young ladies too. They're young ladies now, but the majority of them was underage girls and boys at the time. And
you know what's so beautiful too? The fact that Rashona and Dominique were able to move on and have babies. Like, especially after he made Dominique dress like a boy and all that. I'm just so happy that they have moved on and have had children and stuff. Like, imagine that. It's so scarring to them.
Yeah, we talked about that too, I think last week. But I was only saying that to say I feel like now is the time to end this live. But I appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Della, the judge, and you guys for coming on the panel, and for all the mods and the people who come and back to these chats. And in the bushes, it's all good. Stay in the bushes. As long as you hear it's good. Engagement is good. Like, dislike, share, don't share. But thank you for being.
Guys, are you doing Shot of Love?
Shot of Love tomorrow. Yes, I'm not positive on the time, but definitely doing Shot of Love tomorrow. Somebody's asking, is Dominique testifying? Do we know? Somebody mentioned that she's one of the Jane Does, but I don't know. And even still, I wouldn't want to. I don't like saying who's who and all that, but if we know in general, if anybody knows, let us know. I personally don't know, so I would think she is though. She's one of the other people, because a couple people, they've been taking their Instagrams down and putting them back up, and I think I mentioned this, that they had added somebody had outed her for changing her Instagram. I think she said she was hacked, but she has a new Instagram with a new name, like her middle name and her baby daddy's last name or something like that. And with her baby, her baby daddy and her baby on there. I don't know. I would think she is.
They're so bad.
I know. And on top of that, some of these people were complicit and stuff. Like, was involved in some stuff. Like, she admitted that too, that he got her involved in, but still, like, if she's not testifying, then she's not arrested. Like, if somebody's not indicted, I'm thinking they're testifying. I'm only saying that to say, like, she should have been indicted for some of the stuff that, I mean, according to what she said, I don't know, you know, I wasn't there obviously, but I'm just saying she ain't in jail, so I would think she's gonna be on the stand. It's a lot of those girls who we haven't seen, that V girl, and you know, like we talked about these people before, but with these horrible rumors about things that they have done or, you know, been a part of. So I don't know. I say hold on to your britches for these testimonies. That's all we can do. All right, we out. Peace.
All right, peace. All right, y'all.